Tottenham host Brentford on Thursday this evening, hoping to make the most of their fresh legs after sitting out the weekend action due to a late postponement of their game at Burnley. A win for Tottenham could put them back in touching distance of a top four berth, while the Bees can go into the top half of the table as 3 points separate the two sides heading into game week 14. guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 and biggest Spurs fan, bringing you the pre-match build-up for today's massive game, the start of an important 7 days for Tottenham. Of course, it is Tottenham. They host Brentford today in another London derby. We are joined by Kuva, Philip, Brady, and Brian. We'll start with Kuva. Kuva, how are you keeping, my man, and what's your thoughts ahead of today's game?
Doing very well here, thank you, David. I'm just hoping for a really good game of football, competitive, but us coming out on top, of course. I think this is one I'm hoping is our build up to that big West Ham game later on in December. Let's get some form.
Absolutely love it. You're getting me pumped up for a game that's ages away. Absolutely love it, Kuva. Mr. Brady, how are you keeping, my man, and what's your thoughts ahead of today's game?
Yeah, I mean, sitting there 96 hours after we should have beaten Burnley, so we'll have to do it to Brentford tonight instead to get the ball rolling for this important Christmas period. So yeah, I'm very confident we're going to win tonight. Very confident.
No, absolutely love it. I love the confidence oozing around here. It's absolutely infectious. Mr. Daigle, my man, how are you keeping, and what's your thoughts ahead of today's game?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm in good spirits. Celebrated 4 years living in Canada yesterday, so we had that. So time's flown by, and now, do you know what? I'm just very excited to see some football again, or our team playing football again. I just hope the excitement lives up to it. And I've said all along we'll go into predictions later, but I think there's going to be 4 goals in it. I'm just hoping we score one more than them. Let's put it that way.
Oh, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Well, look, I'm absolutely pumped for it myself. Look, I expect a big win. I expect a good performance. And look, I expect the Tottenham team to come out swinging, come out fighting. Look, we haven't had a game to be able to put the moral result right. There will be changes right throughout this team, and that's what gives me the confidence going into today's game. I mean, he made 9 against NS Mora. He'll probably make another, say 7 today, I reckon, in terms of from the NS Mora game. So that's what gives me confidence. I mean, when the likes of the first team go out there, they won't let results like that happen. And I can only see a victory for Tottenham today. But look, as always, let's welcome some of the Harris Army in. Let's see who we have with us. We have Catman Jess. He says, come on, you Spurs. Harris Army and Flat Cap Army. Big up, Catman. Hope you're keeping well. I hope you're pumped for today's game, brother. We have Dark Song G21. Come on, you Spurs. Expect 12 points from our next 4 games. Let's survive Liverpool. We will win 4-1 or 5-2. Tony scoring for them. Son hat-trick. And a Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. If 4, he reckons Royale, Reggie, or Skip. If it's 5, one of them will chip in with a goal 1 month before January. Absolutely love it, Dark Song G. No, look, definitely. Look, I just want to see us play some good football, my man. That's all I want to see from this team tonight. Big yourself up, Dark Song G. It's good to have you in the building. Chris says, come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Come on, you Harris Army. Nothing less than a win required to put the Mora horror behind us. Could not agree more, Chris. Could not agree more, my man. We have Tottenham Tantrum Gold. He says, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. Folks, with the man who makes Levy sweat like a baby. He's the one and only Iron David Irish Hotspur Harris. And with he makes flat caps look sexy. He's the one and only Kuva Flat Cap 99. He says, ladies and gentlemen, he is the godfather of Harris Army. He's the one and only Philip Don Brady. Absolutely love it. And I'm sure there's one there for you, Brian. I think, honestly, the one he gave me was more suited to you about making Levy sweat. But big up, big yourself up, my man. Old Soul is in the building. Big up, Old Soul. Hope you're keeping well. Hope you've had your pre-match meal as well. Maybe some plum tart, I think it is you like. He says, big up, lads and ladies. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Spurs. Ben Kaufman's in the building. Big up, Ben. I hope you're keeping well, my man. Come on, you Spurs. Let's get the win today, Benji. DMT85, big up, guys. Let's hope we get the win tonight. Exactly, my man. That's all we want. Just get the 3 points in the bag and keep this machine taking over. Chris Agenbar says, hi, all. Big up, Chris. I hope you're keeping well, my man. The truth sets you free. He says, come on, you Spurs. Big up the truth. I hope you're keeping well, brother. Jeez, let me know what time it is over there for you, my man. Kais Elias, he says, big up, David and everyone. Let's smash Brentford. Come on, you Spurs. Honestly, let's do it. Can you smell what Tottenham are cooking today? Let's have it. I cannot wait. We have Benedict Hampus in the building. Smash that like button. You tell him, Benedict, you're in charge today, my man. Make sure they're all hitting that button. Make sure they absolutely obliterate it. Hugh says, yes. Big up, Hughie boy. Hope you're keeping well, my man. Hugh, I do see you in. Let me know where you're from, my man. Let me know where you're from. Kane the long shot. It's always good to have you in. Says, hello all. Today is the first day of the rest of the season. We smash the bees and begin our race to top 4. Exactly. Look, some of our jerseys are a bit crazy this year. Why not walk out with a honeypot jersey and attract all the bees to one player and then go and score goals? That's what I say, Kane the long shot. Big yourself up, and it's good to have you in. Chris is also in the house. My man, Chris, I hope you're keeping well. Anthony Gray, Romero's a big miss out. Whole of December at least. One game at a time, though, starting tonight, 3 points. He wants goals. I'm sure Conte and the Pat and the Don already working on January outs and ins. Anthony, do you know what? Look, what I will say about that is you've seen Conte's words today about maybe turning Bergwijn into a striker. Maybe that means that they hopefully might be spending money in midfield and at a centre-back. We don't know. But if it's not the case, I mean, turning Bergwijn into a striker, I mean, it kind of gives you indications that we might not be looking to do anything in January. But we'll wait and see. We will wait and see, Anthony. Shaley's in the house. Says, come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love it. Kane the long shot says, Dave ain't even on yet, and he's already got me hyped. That's what I'm talking about, lad. That's the job. Golden Cock's in the house. Hope everyone is well and somewhere warm to watch us sting these bees this evening. Come on, you Spurs. But Golden Cock, my man, there's one place you don't want to get that sting, and that's in the Golden Cock. Big yourself up, my man. I hope you keep them well. Dark Sung G with the super chat. Big up, Dark Sung G, my man. Really, really appreciate the support. He says, the game is at 4:30 a.m. for me. Spurs, let's win today. If we win today, we will go ahead of Wolves. If I remember correctly, also 1 point behind West Ham with a game in hand, which is Burnley. Let's go and win this. First of all, my man, absolutely respect to you and everybody worldwide who do get up at these crazy, crazy hours to watch Spurs. I mean, especially through some of this shit we're seeing lately. So big yourself up, first of all. And look, hopefully, you know, they can put on a performance worthy of you guys and the dedication and the love for the club that you show. So hopefully the performance will match today, Dark Song G. And you are correct. If we do win, we'll go 1 point behind West Ham with a game in hand. I mean, Dark Song G, top 4 is on. I've been looking at the fixtures all of November for December. And I mean, I was like, if we can get a run here, there's no reason why we can't sneak inside top 4. And, you know, hopefully it pans out that way, Dark Song G. But it starts today. Then it rolls with backing it up against Norwich at the weekend. And then so on, Dark Song G. But big yourself up, my man. I really appreciate the support. Absolute legend. Killian Kenny, big up David Harris. I got the new FIFA 22 game, guys. What you doing tuning in, my man? Go and play it. Absolute awesome, man. Big yourself up. Sell Harry Wink straight away as well. Absolute legend. Big up Killian Kenny. John Stokes, yes, Dave. Big up Johnny boy. Hope you're keeping well, my man. I hope you're keeping well. Benedict Hampus with the super chat. Big up, Benedict. Really appreciate support. 2-1 hard-fought win today. Much love to the Harris Army. Kuva, you think it will be a hard-fought 2-1? I know you're predicting a close game today.
Yeah, I think sensibly it should be a close game because both teams are both struggling defending and struggling to make the attacks happen at the same time. So I think there's been possibly a few mistakes involved in this. The pressing might come into it for both sides, but at the end of the day, it's Brentford. They have not got that Premier League experience we have, and even with the form we're on, we've got world-class players up front. Kane and Son, off form maybe this season. At some point, they are going to click into gear. If we get it right, we get players pushed forward, supporting them, supplying them chances. Brentford could be on the end of that big sort of reawakening of the team, giving us the momentum, taking us through to that transfer window in January. Perhaps I'll give Conte a bigger headache if we can find some form. And why not today?
Exactly. Why not? Why not? Big up Benedict Hampus. Really appreciate the support, my man. Let's welcome. Let's see. We'll take a few more. Let's see who else we've got in the building. Adil Bukhari. He says, let's go. Come on, you Spurs. Let's smash Brentford tonight. 3-0. That's what I'm talking about. So good to see so many Spurs fans optimistic. I absolutely love it. Phil Lettice is in the building. Lettice having a sneaky listening and spending the last 30 minutes catching up on WhatsApp. Enjoy it, my man. It's very, very entertaining. That's all I'd say. Harold T, hello, man. Let's go. Let's get the W today. That's what I'm talking about, Harold. It's all about the win, my man. Big yourself up. Dermot is caught up. He says, ladies and gentlemen, the man that makes Levy and Enoch shake their boots. He is the one and only Canada, only son, Brian the Levy Buster Dagan. There you are. You got your one, Dagan. You got your one.
Now I feel complete.
Life is complete now, Dermot. Absolutely love it. Dark Sung G says, I'm big up for the super chat. Really appreciate the support again, my man. Absolute top man. He says, in my opinion, Brentford is weak without Raya. They started to drop off as soon as he got that long time injury. I hope Son can score past their number 2 goalkeeper. Yeah, look, Dark Sun G. Hopefully Son makes them good runs in behind like he always does and gets on the end of something and puts one past. Yeah, look, it's a great point you make, you know, with Raya being out and they have that other guy in. He's definitely a weakness in their team. But, I mean, we got to test them. So let's start popping shots off on target early as. Let's put them under pressure and let's test them, my man. Dark Sung G making up for Jack not being here. When Jack's not here, Dark Sung G just comes in and gives me a bit of home comfort with the stats. Absolutely love it, my man. But what a fan Dark Sung G is. I mean, gets up at godly hours. Big up, my man. The truth sets you free. Let's get Phil and Marlon Brando photo in the background.
Yeah, the wife would love that, all right.
Absolutely love it. And what we do need to get is a portrait of Philip in the back with a cigar and a big gangster jacket on him and sitting in a big chair. That's what we need. Be absolutely brilliant.
Oh, no.
Derek Hutcherson, he says, big up Dave, Kuva, Brian and Philip. Let's smash Brentford. That's what I'm talking about. Tony Charles says, I'm hoping for a lucky 1-0. I'm sorry, but this team doesn't fill me with much confidence at the moment. No, look, I completely get it. Look, you have two ends of the spectrum. You have a realist like you, Tony, and then you have an absolute delusional like me. You know, but at the end of the day, we both love Tottenham, and that's what brings us together, my man. But big yourself up, Tony. John Fitzpatrick, we better turn up today. No more excuses. Big up to a great panel. Absolutely love it. Big up to you, Sir John. Big up. CCH, let's go, boys. Conte masterclass, convert Bergwijn into a striker. Look, let's see if it happens. I mean, we have to put his face to use somehow, don't we? So let's see what happens. Chinaman says, hey, guys, come on, you Spurs. Beat yourself up. Hope you're keeping well. Who else we've got? We've got Ishan Khan up bright and early for the game. Come on, you Spurs. Big up the flat cap army. Big up Ishan, bright and early. That's what I'm talking about, my man. Bouncing out of bed knowing Spurs are playing. Old Soul had pie and mash, not a plum tart. Beat yourself up, Old Soul. Brian, do you want to explain what's going on with this, my man?
I will do. So obviously, the man himself, my brother, is in the chat. He's not going to be on streams for a while. I mean, a lot of people know. Unfortunately, his father passed away. I don't know if it was the early hours of Wednesday. What day are we today? Thursday. I don't know if it's the early hours of Tuesday or early Wednesday morning. But unfortunately, after a battle with illnesses, Bob Spur's father passed away peacefully, thank God, and is now reunited with his brother. And I've just been I'm WhatsApping him as he speaks because he just mentioned something, and I didn't want to say anything before. Not to add to this. Obviously, people know Bob has an issue with his heart, and he was going to have an operation, but that got postponed. He's now caught COVID. So not only is he having to deal with what he's going through, he's now caught COVID. So not only is he grieving, but he's got to be very careful right now because of his heart issue. I am speaking to him religiously and very, very regularly, and he's put it in the chat to say that he's blown away by the support and love he's getting, but it's not doing justice to how he is feeling at this dark time. As I said, we have a family tree that we've set up, and Bob's an integral part of it. And it just keeps growing and growing and getting stronger and stronger within this Spurs community. So yeah, Bob saying thank you there. Obviously, you're limited on the amount of characters you can use on these messages. He is blown away and in awe by the love and respect that he has been shown and his family. There is a Just Giving page, which you'll find on all my socials, as well as his. And they're raising. We're doing. He is doing fantastically well. He's up to, last time I checked, £1,500, which is just unbelievably awesome to anyone. And it's just a hard time for him. He is in the background watching, as you can see. He's got his. He's still here with us, but he can't be with us obviously on camera. But yeah, just everyone knows my feelings and everyone else's feelings towards this guy. Like I said, my world is a brighter place because that man walked into my life, and And yeah, the just giving pages there, and he is responding to messages, but as you can imagine, there's just hundreds of them coming in, so he will get back to you, but he's just dealing with the loss of his father, and obviously now COVID. So big love to you, Bob, and everyone on this panel, in this chat, and the entire Spurs community are always just one step behind you whenever you need us, brother.
Yeah, no, and look, thoughts and prayers go out to the family, Bob, and look, make sure you look after yourself and get yourself back fighting fit, my man. You know, you've already been through your heart problems. You can definitely beat this, my man. So big yourself up, Bob. And everybody, please do, get over and check out the GoFundMe. And, it doesn't even have to be a big amount, whatever you have, even if it's £2 or whatever it is, everything really helps out. I mean, it's been a tough time, people out of work and stuff like that. Look, we've all been through. I mean, I don't even need to go into it, but look, as you understand, every little does help. So please do get over if you can. But big up, Bob, and I hope to see you back fighting fit, my man. Yeah, how do we even go on after that? But Hugh, he says, "Come on, you Spurs from Toronto, Canada. Big yourself up, Hugh. Good to see."
Big up.
We have Uchechi Ndukwe says, yes, panel greetings to all in the chat. Let's have it. Come on, you Spurs. That's what I'm talking about. Big boss man. Woo! Harris Army, stand up. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely love it, man. Big up, big boss man. Andrew Bailey, come on, you Spurs, up the flat cap army. David Harris is Robbie Keane in disguise. I mean, look, if I had his looks, I'd be doing well. But I'll take that, my man. I mean, I used to think I was Robbie Keane growing up doing the cartwheel with the celebration and everything else. So I'll take that. Big up, Andrew. Or big up, Andrew, my man. Dark Sun G21, did you see the Gooners fixtures for January and February, Dave? Oh, I've seen them, my man. I've seen them, and that's when they'll get their true position in the table. That's when the true position will come up with Arsenal. They've got some big ones in there, so they do absolute big ones. Let's see how they respond, my man. But look, fuck them. At the end of the day, look, it's all about what we do over here, and then at the end of the season, once we finish above them, then basically we just rip them to shreds. That's what it's about, Dark Song G. But big yourself up, my man. Mark Cousins, good afternoon, gents. Big up, Mark. I hope you're keeping well. Pamela Slims, afternoon. Let's get the win tonight. It will be there. I'll be there cheering on the boys. 3-1 Spurs. Come on, Pamela. Cheer them on. Sing Harry Kane's name for me as well. And make sure you say that's from the Irish Hotspur after. That'll be absolutely awesome. Big yourself up. Tot 943 says, big yourselves up. I think a draw is best for us. At best. Yeah. Look, I can see where people are coming from, but look, you know me, guys. I'm never ever going to say that, am I? I'm always delusional. You're never going to get me to say it. So you're not. So I'm still going to hang on to my 4-0. I'm still going to hang on to it for dear life. But look, I suppose, we'll start getting into it. Let's see. Oh, we have Hustler C. Big up, Hustler C. Hope you're keeping well, my man. Harold T. We have the Bertie in the house as well. Big yourself up. Jack McGrath's in. D-Trex Kane is also in to join us. Loads of people in. Absolutely loving life. They're absolutely bouncing because Tottenham are playing. Look, I'm just going to give a quick run through of everything I think everyone needs to know before this game. And then I've got some very good questions that will pull the best knowledge out of the boys there is. And I want you guys in the chat to put your answers in as well, because it really helps create the show. It's all about opinions at the end of the day, and we want to hear them. But before I give you everything else you need to know, make sure you absolutely smash that like button. Massive, massive help with the algorithm. Any Spurs YouTuber out there, always smash the like button. It's a massive, massive help. I mean, if you want, even smash the dislike, because it still counts as a like at the end of the day. So, you still do me a favor. So make sure you hit either one of them. As well, make sure you smash that subscribe button. The big push to 5K is on. Let's see, I have 24 days or 23 days left now to be able to get there before Christmas. That'd be absolutely awesome. You can make a man's Christmas, so you could. And as well, guys, look, feel free to get your super chats in. It is a great way to support the panel. The channel. It's a massive help to us and everything we do here. Look, I get it. It's a busy time of the year. If you do not have it, no worries. I will get everybody's comments up on the chat. As you know, I always try to include everybody here. But if you do want to help support us, feel free to get them in, because they're always great talking points. They always pull the very best answers out of the panel as well. And I've seen them. They even make some of the panelists sweat. So why not get them in, guys? And it just means you skip the queue as well. So it does. But look, everyone's just saying, look, David, tell me what we need to know. Just shut up. So I'm going to tell you. So we are at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium today. Kickoff is at 7:30. Referee is Jonathan Moss. So he's the guy that we blame if any refereeing decisions go against us. The guy who was supposed to referee the Burnley game, Peter Banks, well, he's now in the VAR room. So hopefully he's there to ensure we get the win after an unjust on Sunday. The game, if you want to watch the game tonight, over the pond, over in America where Mr. Kanicki is, maybe it's the same for Daigle, it is on Peacock. If you want to watch the game over here, it's on Amazon. But if you don't have Amazon, people were telling me it's not on TV in the UK. Well, I've done my digging for you guys. It actually is. Premier Sport. If you have Premier Sport, they will be showing Tottenham versus Brentford tonight. So it is on TV in the UK. Watch along, guys. Make sure you do tune back here at 7:15 tonight for the watch along. Daigle will be joining us. I'm not sure whether Marcelo will be or not. Not sure. I don't think Jack is tonight either. But make sure you do tune in. It's going to be an absolute riot. As well, the pre-match pump up after this. If you want more, look, I tell you everything you need to know here. I get people into a frenzy. And then what we really do is we continue to party over on We Are Tottenham TV, starting at 6 p.m. tonight. And I mean, it's just crash helmet time. I mean, it's where the delusion is at its finest hour. So make sure you get across to that. For Tottenham, we are 7th in the Premier League. We've played 12, won 6, drawn 1, lost 5. We've 19 points. Our last 5 games, we've won 2, drawn 1, and lost 2 in the league. It's the first ever top flight meeting between Tottenham and Brentford. Before football was suspended due to the lockdown in March 2020, Tottenham had never, ever lost on a Thursday night fixture in the Premier League. But since football resumed after the lockdown, we have lost 3 out of our last 5 on a Thursday. Tottenham have lost each of their last 5 Premier League London derbies as well, which is not a good omen. Tottenham are unbeaten in their last 11 v Brentford in all competitions, which, I mean, that's just a clean sweep, so that's absolutely class. Last time we beat Brentford was actually last season, 2-0 in the Carabao Cup semi-final, where we bet them 2-0 to reach the final. Last time we lost to Brentford was actually in 1948. I mean, I know we've barely played them, but, I mean, I'll take a good stat where I can find one, and that one's a good one. We can also push up to 4th, or we can push up behind West Ham today if we do win this as well, and it'll leave us 1 point behind them. That scum as well that we're running around in red. Tottenham's 6 league victories this season, or all of Tottenham's victories this season, have all been by a single goal margin. So they have all been by 1 goal margins. So anyone that does come in with Tottenham barely to win by 1 goal, I'd say they're probably more on the money than what I am. Only Norwich have had fewer shots in the Premier League this season than Spurs. Tottenham are yet to score a headed goal this season. That's very interesting. We need to increase the output there. But here's one. And I said to people, I think Harry Kane was going to score today. I said that yesterday on Stats with Jack. And the reason why I said it is Harry Kane has scored more goals on a Thursday than any other player in the Premier League. 8 goals in 8 Premier League games on a Thursday. So he might just score tonight. But, of course, the danger man is Son with 4 goals. Reguilon, he has 2 assists. I think he's got the most assists in the Premier League for us this season. Højbjerg will be a massive player today. Most passes in the Tottenham team with 843. Second most tackles with 33. 1 behind Emerson, who has 34. And he has the second most goals in the Premier League as well with 2. Dyer also has the second most passes with 645, which I was quite surprised about. So I just said I'd throw that one out there. For Brentford, they are 11th in the Premier League. They played 13, won 4, drawn 4, lost 5, and they're on 16 points, only 3 points behind us. Their last 5 games, they've won 1, drawn 1, and lost 3. But their last 2, they've drawn 1 and won 1, so they are unbeaten in the last 2. Brentford then in a run of 5 Premier League games without a win, with a 1-0 win over Everton at the weekend and drawn the week before that as well. So it was a good win for them at the weekend. Brentford have not put back-to-back victories in the Premier League together since 1946, or in the top division, since 1946. So let's stop them today. Frank's side have also suffered just 1 defeat on their travels since earning promotion to the Premier League. So that's very interesting. They're not easily bet on their travels. But they have let in 6 goals in their last 2 matches away from home as well. So, they are there to be got at as well. They do concede goals. Ivan Toney is their main man. He has 4 goals and 2 assists so far this season. And Buemo's another one we need to watch out for. He has 2 goals. And Sergio Carlos, he has 2 assists as well. Christian Norgard in midfield, he has the most passes with 602 and the most tackles with 37. So they are the players we need to be watching out for Brentford today. Players injured for Tottenham. Of course, Romero is out with a hamstring injury. He's out until the new year, up until the 2nd of January. If that's the very least, he will be missing 10 games, which is an awful lot of games. Lo Celso, of course, Conte said in the press conference, he didn't exactly say he was out, but what he did say when he was asked about him was that he expects to see him the day after tonight's game. So it means he probably won't be playing any part. I'd be surprised if he's even on the bench, to be honest with you. Brentford, David Raya, the keeper, he is out with the knee injury. Christopher Ayer, he's out with a thigh injury. Josh De Silva is out with a hip injury. So they have a few injuries as well of themselves. But look, we'll just quickly. Oh, 1 second. Dark Song G with the super chat, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother. He says, "Oh my God, it's Moss for the ref. Isn't he the ref who was in charge for our match against Palace? If he is, we have to be careful. Also, he interrupts play often with his body. I hope no more fans have problems." I actually think you're correct there, Dark Song G, to be honest with you. Great memory. I actually think he was in charge for the Palace game. And yeah, look, he does actually have that. You're true. You're right. He does have a habit of getting in the way of play as well. Look, I did say with this guy, he loves the Sky Sports cameras. I mean, he loves dishing out the yellows as well. He loves getting on the camera, so he does. But you're 100% correct, Dark Sunji. We do need to watch out for him, He didn't exactly give us any benefit of the doubt against Palace either. So well spotted, Dark Sunji. Well spotted, my man. Big yourself up, my man. This guy, incredible memory. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. What a man. But look, I suppose we'll go to Philip Brady first. We better keep Philip happy. Let's throw some questions. Philip, while Antonio Conte would have wanted to use the trip to Burnley to inject some confidence into the team, following the embarrassing defeat to NS Mora, do you think the extra rest ahead of a hugely busy Christmas period could prove vital? And does this give us an advantage heading into this game, considering they played at the weekend?
Well, I think we were all raging on Sunday whenever the game was called off, maybe thinking that more could have been done to let it go on ahead. But in hindsight, looking back, and when you look at the fixtures we've got ahead of us, it might be no harm to have a fresher legs going into a game like tonight. Like London derbies are always high intensity, regardless who you're playing. And Brentford, this is one of Brentford's biggest games of the season coming up tonight. I hate these teams coming to the Tottenham Stadium and playing out of their skin. Let's hope tonight now we get at them from the start and don't allow them to settle down and do what Leeds did to us in the first half. But no, I think I'm more or less happier that we've got an extra few days rest in our bones. Okay, Sunday would have been good to exercise the demons from last Thursday, but it was going to be a fairly different team anyway. So possibly no harm done there. I'm imagining we're going to have roughly the same team tonight as was picked for Burnley. Can't see that changing too much. But no, I think it could be an advantage. Look, let's face it, we've got Burnley tonight, we've got Norwich on Sunday, we've got Rennes on Thursday, and who's after that?
Brighton, is it?
Brighton away. Now, Brighton away is going to be a tough one. They're playing very well at the minute. So no, I think we could benefit from the break. But let's face it, it's the only one we're going to get now till the new year.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. And just quickly, you don't think the starting lineup will change from what he announced against Burnley?
I don't honestly see it. He obviously picked a team to do a job up there, and I can't see. Maybe there might be a change. Maybe tactically he might tweak it a little bit, but I would say we'll see at least 10 of the 11 players picked on Sunday starting tonight.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, look, we'll wait and see. Vince Vega, enjoy yourself at the game tonight, my man. Big yourself up, brother, and I hope you have a good time in the game. Hopefully we get the 3 points. Kuva, do you think the Tottenham players would have benefited from the rest against Burnley, or do you think they would have wanted to play? And do you think that we should be looking like the sharper team tonight because of the rest?
I don't think Conte would have rested them anyway. I think he'll be working them hard in training still because they need that cohesion. They need to work on that passing game. So I think we're going to be sharper. We might still be a little bit tired though. That's the that's the one we can't avoid. We've got to get the hours in on the training pitch at the moment. So let's hope it works out and the match sharpness outweighs any sort of fatigue issues.
Yeah.
I think we're on the right track with our assumed first 11 anyway. Keep them fit and healthy. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Hopefully. Van, I live in County Kildare, man. County Kildare, man. That's where I live. Big yourself up. Groovy, you think he'll name the exact same 11 he put out against Burnley?
The only one I question is maybe Sanchez. It could be Tanganga to be put on Ivan Toney. I mean, it's a big ask for a young player to do that, but he's certainly physical enough to deal with the challenge. It's an interesting one there. But if it was what we put out against, we were going to put out against Burnley, no surprises really for me.
Yeah, for me, I don't think I'd be surprised either. I do think that he had most of the fully fit bar Romero available to him on the Celso, but I don't think he wants the Celso anyway. I think he was going to put out his strongest team, and I just think you might see the same rolled out tonight. But Brian, the rest we had, look, we know how busy we are in December. Could it be a blessing in disguise and maybe give us a bit more fresh legs than other teams going into this period? And do you think we'll see the benefits of a rest tonight?
So do you know what? It's this question will be answered obviously after 90 minutes, but why I say that is, do you remember when I came on the pump up for you or with you and the game had been called off and I said it's either a blessing or a curse? It's either a blessing because they've had the extra time to train and work, or it's going to be a curse because obviously, as we know, Conte hit the roof with the result on Thursday, and apparently had given them the riot act and put a rocket up their arse ready. So on Sunday, it would have been like they'd had 58 Red Bulls each and were ready to run through walls. And now he's got to try and keep that mood in the camp all the way up till tonight. Yeah. Now, from when I was talking with Ben and Simeon yesterday, apparently as soon as they got back from Burnley, he made them train. So they went straight to training. When you going home, sir? So if he's done that, that's a big step in that direction of maintaining. Like, listen, you ain't got off. You're not off the naughty step, so to speak, just yet, and you need to start playing. So it's gonna, for me, it's gonna be one of the two ways. We're either gonna come out like we would have done against Burnley with a rocket up our asses and all firing, or we're gonna have that slow start and ease our way into the game. I'm looking at it not to be more on the curse side, because also playing that game against Burnley would have given him another audition to look at these players and establish, right, I've got to get these out in January, or right, I need these people in January, and he's lost that game. You can do a lot in training, but obviously nothing replicates a match day and a match against going full throttle. So I don't expect to see any changes. I mean, the one change, I'm exactly like Kuva. But I could see Tanganga maybe for Sanchez, but then you look at it, and with Ivan Toney, they're going to want someone big, powerful, and with a bit of pace. Yeah. And that is, if you were to put those three words and say choose a central defender, whether you like him or not, it is Davinson Sanchez. So I see it being the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it will be Davinson Sanchez put in there. Philip, you can help me with this super chat, my man. Dark Song G, big yourself up, brother. Really appreciate the support. He says, we have to beat Brentford or else we will get banter from Gooners, especially if we lose 3-0. They lost 2-0 to them, so let's win and go and banter them. Come on, you Spurs. Now, Philip, I know how much you love a dig at Arsenal.
Well, I mean, I laughed at that. Was a great start to the season for. I think that was the first game of the season last in Friday night when Brentford turned Arsenal over. This is brilliant. Okay, we don't want to egg on our face tonight after. I don't think we will have. I mean, I remember we played the Brentford last season when they were in the Championship, and they gave us a lot of trouble actually in that semi-final. I think they had a goal disallowed, or not a goal. It was offside, marginal offside, which would have brought it back to one each. So, like, they're no jokers. But I think I'd rather play them now than maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, because it's taken this long for the teams to suss them out and find out what their formula is. And from a very good start, they've come back a wee bit lately. So there's not a chance of us losing 3-0 tonight. We win tonight and then we get on Arsenal TV and give it to them big time.
Absolutely love it. Well, Dark Song G, there you have it. There's your orders. You have to get over to Arsenal Fan TV after we beat them and really give it to them. I encourage all Spurs fans to do it as well. I mean, they have no problem doing it to us. So, I mean, let's do it to them. Let's just pile on them and banter them till the cows come home. That's what I say, Dark Song G. But big yourself up, my man. I really appreciate the support, brother. Everyone else, feel free to get your super chat in and help support the channel and get your questions in for the panel as well and get your answers into the chat for these questions as well. And Philip, look, we'll come straight back to you. Conte's first Premier League game at home in the Spurs hot seat ended in jubilation with a 2-1 win over Leeds. Can we keep Conte's unbeaten record at home going and turn the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium into a fortress like we did at White Hart Lane under Poch, where we went a whole season unbeaten at home?
Yeah, I mean, that 16-17 season, the last season of the Lane, I mean, 17 wins and 2 draws. I mean, that is the stuff of legend.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we thought when we went to the new stadium that it was going to continue, but it was always going to be difficult. I mean, you have to get used to the ground, you have to get used to the acoustics, the noise. The crowd has to get used to it as well. It will become a fortress, and I have a feeling that we've got the right man in charge to bring that thing around quicker than we might hope or might think. All we need to do, we've got to win against Leeds. Now, let's face it, Leeds are a better footballing side than Brentford. They've got more, and plus they have a manager, Bielsa, he's a very canny manager. He sets up his teams very, very well. So I would expect tonight we win. I expect us to beat Norwich on Sunday as well. And I expect us to be going into the Brighton game probably in 4th position, depending on the results that come up of the weekend. This match in hand could be crucial to us when later on in the season. Like, let's face it, if we'd have played that match last Sunday against Burnley, the state of that pitch probably would have suited Burnley more.
Yeah.
Because they're used to that sort of weather up north, you know. The southern softies mightn't cope with it too well. And that's the way they would have gone out and approached the game, hoofing the ball 50 yards up the pitch and running after it. So probably just as well we didn't play it on Sunday. But Conte's era started with a win against Leeds, against all the odds. Like, could you honestly see at half-time against Leeds that second half was going to go the way it did? I mean, I remember saying at the time I was nearly going to switch over to watch Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah.
So if they can continue what they did in the second half against Leeds, ignore the Moura game, just forget that ever happened. Tonight is the start of the 2nd win in a row. So Sunday is the 3rd win in a row. Top 4 by Christmas. What are we all worried about?
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Well, Kuv, I'm going to give you the impossible task and follow up after that. But how is it important now that we do make the home a fortress, just like Philip was saying?
Make it home a fortress. I mean, are we going to do it with this squad? Difficult too, but roaring crowd behind us. It's got to give us the lift. It's always comes down to that question of, are our big name players going to turn up for the day? If they do, we're going to start brushing people aside again. And this really is an opportunity tonight, because whatever Brentford have done, like we've been discussing already, they're not on form at the moment. They are there for the taking. We need a response. Brian was saying about there's the possibility that Conte is going to struggle to keep the team on that rebound, that sort of that from that rocket he gave them. Are they going to keep going with that sort of fire in their belly for that week? Well, if there's a better motivator in the game than Conte, it would have to be you, David Harris. So if Conte can't do it, we'll have to call you in. I think we'll be firing on all cylinders, personally. People are saying about Brentford will push us back and we'll play on the counter, but I disagree. I think we're going to take the game to them and push them back in their half. It was noticeably so much better when we did that against Everton. We can't afford to let a pressing team pin us back in our half. We do not look good when that happens. Let's take the game to them. Home crowd roaring on. First goal goes in, floodgates could open, because all the emotions going to be coming out from the fans. You're going to be hearing the "Come on, you Spurs" in no time. Brentford will crumble under that. They won't be used to these bloody legions of passionate Spurs fans desperate for the win. We'll drive it on with. In fact, sod it, I said 2-1. Let's go 4-0 as well. What the hell? It's on.
Come on, Spurs. Come
That's
on.
what I was,
That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely love it. Well, I mean, Daigle, I thought it was going to be impossible for Coover to follow up with such an excellent answer after Philip Brady. But again, same to you. I mean, in terms of anything we do, in terms of even being successful, you have to make your home your home pitch a fortress. I mean, you have to win more games than not. I mean, can we start doing that under Conte? And do you think it's something he'll definitely try and implement into the team?
Do you know what? I've waited to have my go on this answer because I'm going to go completely the other way, not in the negative way, but what I'm going to actually say is what Conte does is vital for the fans, because what he does in manipulating, or I don't use the word manipulating, but getting the fans together and making that stadium, like you heard when his rallying of the troops and everything, he's the manager that can get that South Stand rocking, because we had Nuno sitting there like this, and we had Mourinho, who was all about his ego and running up to them, making it all about him, like that Man City game. What Conte can do, if you look at it, if the first 20 minutes are going bad, you know the crowd normally get on top of the fans like, oh, hurry up, and all the moans and groans. This guy will G it up the other way round. He will make that 12th man so vital and important. I mean, they always say the 12th man is always is always a huge bonus, but this guy will demand that we, the 12th man at the ground, make our presence felt in a positive way. And the way he interacts with his movements on the touchline and his body language, I think what he's going to do for the fans is immense. And if the fans can assist him in doing what he's trying to do, it will get down to that pitch and it will G him on more. So taking it away from what the players can do and turn it into a fortress, I think the fans have a huge part in it. And I don't mean we haven't done in the past. I mean, with Conte rallying and doing everything, they've got to, whether you want to moan or bitch or whatever, literally, if Conte does this to get you rallied up, do it. Just literally, just watch the passion and everything he's given on the pitch, especially that South Stand. That South Stand is built to rock. And that South Stand was built to make noise. And I don't think you can find a manager in world football, apart from maybe Klopp when he goes to the Kop and does that. Look at the impact he has. Look at the Arsenal game. When Arteta and Klopp had that coming together, then the Kop and the whole ground were like, don't think so. And the whole game changed. So what Conte can do to the fans, I think, is going to have more an impact in the upcoming weeks than what he does on the players, because we will rally behind him.
Yeah.
No, and look, you make a great point there. Look, all of us have to come together, the players, the manager, and the fans at the stadium. We all need to be in one unison voice. I mean, look, let's be honest about it. I mean, everybody else that isn't a Tottenham fan hates us. You know what I mean? So, look, we need to stand proud. We need to represent. We need to roar our lungs out at the top, at the very top of our voice as we can. Because at the end of the day, other teams are going to come here and want to shit on us. So let's make it our own place. Let's make it just a Tottenham zone only. You know what I mean? A winner zone only, where we all come to rejoice, sing along together, win games, watch our team play good football. So let's make this whole home pitch a fortress. I mean, if you can't win at home, you're not going to win anywhere else. So, I mean, we have to start making a fortress. I want to, any fan going today, I mean, from first minute to 90, just sing loud and proud. I mean, even about 15 minutes before kickoff, get out there, get the songs going, get the players up for it, because they'll be able to hear it in the dressing rooms. Get them up for it. Give them goosebumps walking out of the tunnel, So let's get behind the boys today. The Truth Sets You Free says our passing has been pub league. We need to pass. No, look, I agree with you. I think it's been very, very sloppy. Very, very sloppy. But look, we're playing under two different managers, two different systems. Let's see if we can start getting a bit of passing. It has been a bit better under Conte. Let's be fair. It's improving. And let's just get that. Let's just start putting it all together. I mean, everything has to click at some stage. Defense going forward and our passing ability, it will click at some stage. Why can't tonight be the night Truth Sets You Free? But big up and an absolute great point, my man. Dark Sun G, he says, big up Dark Sun G as well. I really appreciate the support. Same as Truth Sets You Free. He says, this is Conte's first derby with us. I expect to see him yelling at the fans and players to fight for the badge. Also, Conte is a man who loves derbies, in my opinion. First of all, I could not agree more, Dark Sun G, but I'll let Coover answer this one.
Well, let's see. Conte's first derby for Oh, come on, what was
For
it?
Tottenham, in Tottenham
Yeah,
manager.
it is. Yeah. He's mad for all the games. He's always got a sense of occasion though. So when it's something that matters more to the fans, he's aware of that. He is going to play on that. Like as Brian was saying, he is going to be geeing up the fans. He'll get it right in at the start. I think it's about getting that passion for the game right in first minute, flying out the blocks into crunching tackles. Show him who's boss. Show him who's got the real skills around here. They've done well for themselves getting into this division. Yeah. But we are Tottenham Hotspur. We are one of the big boys. We haven't been playing well, but we are capable of doing it. And our first team can do this job. As like I said, I'd strongly believe as soon as that first goal goes in, floodgates open. Conte, yeah, he's key to everything. He's going to be yelling at everybody. But as Brian said, specifically at the fans, because once our home fans are just in full voice, we know what it's like. The place can be rocking. It's intimidating for other players to come here.
No, that definitely is. Sorry, go on.
You know what's great about what Conte does? I don't think I can remember a Spurs manager ever doing this. The fact that he's conducting the crowd gives the crowd, anyone that's in the crowd, gives them a sense of belonging. That he's involving them. He's trying to get them involved in the future or the immediate future of the club by geeing up the players to go for the extra mile, get that extra goal. We never saw that with Poch. We never saw it with Nuno. Mind you, statues don't move. So, and even going back through all our managers, I suppose I'm trying to think of one that did the same thing as what Conte does. He's egging on. He's like a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Martin Yall might have done a bit of that. I don't know, but this guy is the past master at it. And if you're sitting in the ground and things aren't going so well, and you see Conte coming at you with the arms going like that, you're going to sit up and you're going to roar your bloody voice off. But that's what I love to see. So I'm expecting to see a cauldron of noise here tonight, especially if we score early.
Yeah.
I would not like to think the goalkeeper's going to need earplugs.
Could you imagine that stand in full voice? Oh my God, it's flying thing. Honestly,
we've rarely seen it.
No, exactly. You're 100% spot on. It'd be nice to see it tonight. That's on G. Great talking point, my man. Big yourself up and really appreciate the support as well. The Botan Duta says, absolutely loving the positivity. That's why I like this channel. Bad or worse, this is the team we have now. Come on, you Spurs. No, the Botan, look, I'll always try to be positives. I'll always pick positives where I can. Don't get me wrong now. I will address the negatives and I will talk about them, but I will always try to be positive. And look, there's a lot of like-minded people like me out there. I mean, you look at the guests and everybody else that comes on. I mean, they're usually the same as well. So, really appreciate that, my man. It's a nice compliment for the channel. And look, glad you're enjoying it, and I hope everyone else is. And it's good advertisement for the channel at the bottom. Big yourself up, my man. Absolutely love it. Look, I don't really know how to take compliments, to be honest with you. So all I can say is I really appreciate it and really appreciate the support, my man. But big yourself up and glad you're enjoying it, the bottom. Thank you so much, my man. The truth sets you free. The 12th man is famous in the NFL for Seattle Seahawks. He actually caused a small earthquake in a playoff game in 2013 at Seattle. Jack's home. Google it. Well, look, we don't have Jack today, but I presume Brian's nodding his head, so he might know a little bit about this. Brian,
I've heard of it. But it's just what the truth sets free. Like I said, we're agreeing on. It's just how vital this 12th man is. It's so apparent. I mean, what I've seen with American sports here is the home and away fans in some sports sit together, which really blows my mind. I mean, can you imagine sitting next to about 40 Brentford people in the stands today? It would be absolute carnage. But yeah, what I've seen as well, the college football as opposed to NFL is just insane. They get like 100,000 people going to these stadiums, and they are literally non-stop. They may not have the banter that we have with the away fans and whatever, but they are so, like with the American flag everywhere, they are so patriotic and so within their squad, within their team, that they're for 90 minutes just going gun-ho. And Philip used the right word, the conductor. That's the word I could not think, Phil. Thank you very much for that. It's what he does. It's what he does. It's like you go and see an orchestra and he's literally doing that. And it's just so vital to, and there's not a manager in the world, like I said, alongside Klopp, that I can think of that can generate that kind of that force from the fans, and hopefully we'll see that tonight.
No, 100%. I hope so. Truth sets you free. I will actually Google that later and I look into it. Oh man, I definitely want to know more about that. Maybe it's something we can do at Tottenham as well. Maybe truth sets you free. But I'll definitely have a look at that, my man. Big yourself up. Absolutely love the sport and knowledge there. Truth sets you free. What a man. Big up, truth sets you free. And look, Conte, the conductor, I absolutely love it. I'll be in his orchestra any day of the week. No problem. Absolutely love it. But look, Kuva, with a big week coming up, Brentford, Norwich and Rennes all at home. What are your expectations ahead of this big week, and what do you want to see from this Tottenham team over the course of the week?
Well, let's just take it all. Get on a roll tonight. The confidence will come back to the team. We'll then know it's another home game coming up. We'll have the backing of the crowd from the start in that second game if we win tonight. People are going to be expecting the goals. They're going to be up and jumping around madly for it. It'll be the feel-good factor will be back. And we're just going to start taking teams apart at home. I mean, you're going to have to be one of the really big boys to upset our lot when we're on the roll now.
Yeah.
It's all about getting that early start. It all starts from this first goal tonight. I'll just see momentum really shifting then. Conte is not going to have it very long any other way because it's Conte. He's not going to put up with this substandard performances, and he knows what his first team is. So let's be seeing it. 4-0 tonight. Take it onwards. Steamroll the next two games.
No, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And hopefully that is the plan. We all want to be on board the steamroller as we flatten teams over the next 7 days. That's for sure. Philip, do you think this team is capable of putting a run of 3 games together? Back to back good performances. I mean, what do you want to see as well? Do you want to see heart, desire, commitment, passion, football improvement? What is it you want to see from this team over the next 7 days? And what do you least expect from the week?
Well, I want to see the manager's passion transmitted to the players on that pitch. He's given it 110% on the touchline. Those players should be doing exactly the same on the pitch. It should be a mirror image of your manager. And if that's the case, they can show that commitment tonight, get stuck into the game straight away. I can't stand them in Spurs, and they've been doing it too much lately. The match kicks off, and with 20 passes tipping it around between the fullbacks and the centre backs before we even go across the halfway line. I want to see that ball go forward from the first kick, put Brentford under pressure. Don't give them any chance to settle into the game at all. And my expectations for the next week is win all 3 games. There can be no less than that. They are 3 very winnable matches, and I'll even go so far, make it 4 against Brighton. We have to look at it that way. We have to. Because we've got Liverpool coming up on the 19th. That's going to be tricky, whatever way we look at it. So the best thing we can do is get 9 points in the bag and qualify for the next group of the Conference League. Then we'll worry about Liverpool. And wouldn't it be pure Conte to stop Klopp in his tracks?
Stop it. My sister's boyfriend would be wearing his Christmas dinner if we get a result off them before Christmas. He's an Liverpool fan. Stop it. Stop, Philip. I mean, you're getting me carried away already. I mean, I'm optimistic, but my God, you're honestly about to eject me off my chair.
I've seen too much. I've seen too much negative. I've seen too many bad results, Spurs. I've seen too many miserable Sunday dinners after watching them lose on a Sunday. I don't want that anymore. I've had enough of it. I want to see. The last couple of months has been a nightmare, really, to be honest. Yeah. I've been dreading matches coming up. Now I'm looking forward to them. I'm really looking forward to the matches because I know we've got a guy in charge. If he can't motivate that side, then when we pack it up and take up American football. That's about it.
Oh my God, Philip, you can take the pre-match pump up. Class, absolutely love it. Diego, I mean, the 2 boys again, excellent answers. So sorry to put you in this position, but I mean, what do you want to see from this week out of this Tottenham team?
So you know what it is? First of all, nothing apart from 3 wins is acceptable. Nothing at all apart from 3 wins. I don't care how we get them, if it's 1-0 in the 90th minute or 6-0. obviously I'd love the latter, but three wins is imperative. Like literally unacceptable. Hang your heads in shame if we don't, because the situation we're in. And look at another way as well. I watched on our network we have here, DAZN, that has all the like Netflix for football and sport over here. I watched and Catman Jess, I don't know if you've seen it. They did a 25-minute interview on Ledley King. And I look at it, and there's people in that club like Ledley King and Michael Dawson who, for very different reasons, had their careers cut short tragically by injuries. Obviously, King's was a lot longer ongoing and didn't reach the heights that he really should have. I mean, he should have been like the best of the best. And you look at Mason's, whose career ended like that. And you got these players being as disrespectful as not even putting in the work and lazying around when they've got two people, one an icon and one a Spurs fan and a Spurs boy, but didn't reach the heights he maybe could have, and we sold him. But you'd think that would be motivational enough, let alone Conte, to say, do you know what, these two here had their careers cut short and they could have gone on, and I'm still here in the prime of my career or within coming into my prime or just coming on, and I need to show passion, desire, commitment, which us fans give every single game, every single match, whether it's you in Ireland, me in Canada, Phil in Ireland, people like Celery Agent in Australia, Darks and She, and everyone in Asia and Korea and China. We get up and do the most ridiculous, stupid things to make sure we're there for our team. These players need to bloody well show up and do it. And like I said, anything but 3 points today, 3 points Norwich, 3 points Rennes, and to an extent Brighton as well. I mean, let's face it, we can't win we'd love to win every game, but it's Brighton's away, so we don't have the best of records there. But for these three upcoming, nothing less than 9 points is in every game. But it's Brighton.
No, what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Like I said, nothing short of 9 points is unacceptable. 7, nope. Anything other than 9 is totally and utterly unacceptable.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I could not agree more with that. Look, for me, we're Tottenham Hotspur. We're only playing Brentford. Smash them, 3 points. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We're only playing Norwich, who think they're little Tweety birds, canaries. I mean, we should be smashing them. Then you roll on Rennes. I mean, okay, they're Rennes, but we should be beating them. Smash them, get out of the group. And then, I mean, Brian, I like what you said, but for me, I hate that Harry Potter who's in charge. Hopefully he does run into a brick wall thinking it is platform 9 3/4. Because, look, I don't like what he did say about Tottenham back when he was linked with the job and everything else. He thinks he's better than what it is. So I would love nothing better to go down there, smash them up, rip up the seaside, and then absolutely come back, with the 3 points. Look, it's a huge month. But the next week is so important for this club. It determines what sort of season we're going to have, I believe, whether we're going to go and have a good season where we can start to perform and compete, or whether we're going to capitulate and from 1 week to the next, you really don't know what performances you're going to get. So it's an absolute massive week. But look, as long as even if the week doesn't go our way, at least at the end of it, us fans can stand there and say we gave it our all week long. Getting behind the boys, cheering them on, singing, supporting. At least come the end of the week, we can say we've done our best, and hopefully the players can match that and say they've done their best. And I agree with what Philip was saying. Hopefully that the players can show the same passion that Conte has on the sidelines, on the pitch. And I mean, if that happens, I mean, who knows where this could really take us. All aboard the fucking Conte train. That's what I say. Let's go. Choo-choo. Come on, let's have it. Dark Sung G with the super chat. He says, our remaining Premier League fixtures for this year is Brentford, Norwich, Brighton, Leicester, Liverpool, Palace, and Southampton. If I remember correctly, 18 points minimum. I think you're absolutely spot on. Look, it should be 3 at Brentford, 3 v Norwich. I want 3 v Brighton. I don't care. I want 3 v Brighton. Brighton just pissed me off. I mean, even that 3-1 on the Pochettino hurt. So I just want 3 points against them. Leicester, they're not on form. No reason why we can't turn them over. Liverpool, I mean, I just so badly want to do them. So bad. When it comes to Palace, I mean, we owe them. We owe Crystal Palace an absolute spanking. I mean, we need to turn. We just need to absolutely destroy Conor Gallagher and co there. And then Southampton, I mean, that should just be 3 points, no questions, to be honest with you. So Dark Sun G, there's no reason why we can't come out of this month and have a good month. I mean, it is Christmas after all, you know. That's what we want. Guys, over 200 people in house and only 70 likes. Come on, guys. I mean, we're all getting pumped up for the game. We're all Spurs. No reason why it shouldn't be 215 likes as well. Absolutely smash that like button and keep smashing that subscribe button. We are getting closer to the 5K as we speak. And like Dark Sun G, Truth Sets You Free, and the rest, get your super chats in. The bottom get your super chats in, guys. It is a great way to help support the channel. It's always great talking points as well. So do get them in. It is a great way to keep the chat. Do not worry, anyone that's new tuning in. I will get everybody's comments up. I do know it's an expensive time of the year, but my God, the anticipation for tonight's game is only building minute by minute. I'm absolutely loving this. This is what it's all about. Tottenham Hotspur in its finest hour. But Kuva, we'll go to Brian Daigle on this one. We'll make Philip and Kuva follow off of Brian Daigle answer this time. Brian, when Conte was asked the latest on Christian Romero's injury, he said, the news is not positive, not good. The injury is serious. I think it'll take time to see him again next year. We need to check his injury week by week, but the injury is serious. Now he's trying to recover, but he needs a long time. He needs time to recover. It's a pity because he's an important player for us. The injury is very serious. Next year at January, February, I don't know, but for sure in 2021 he has finished playing for this month. We have to wait and to recover well, but the injury is serious. I mean, you're talking could be January, could be February, could be March. Now, Romero will be missing up to 10 games between now and just the January the 2nd, let alone any further beyond there. Brian, do we have enough centre-backs available to cover this period? And the reason why I ask that is because we played 3 across the back line and we've now forfeit centre-backs. And do we need to get another one in this January?
Yeah, I mean, so let's go. I mean, first of all, let's not underestimate this loss is huge. This loss is absolutely massive. I think. Do you know what? If you ask me right now, you're missing one Spurs player for 10 games. I would be very, very surprised if one person said, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind Romero being out." I think he's the worst player we could have got an injury like this to, because he needs to marshal that defence and the impact that you have clearly seen that he's had when he's come in. I mean, I was lucky to see him play 3 games. And when you watch his aggression, when you watch he's just a class above. Like when you see some of the defenders panicking around him in the same situations, he's as cool as ice. He is as cool as ice, and he is phenomenal. This injury is huge. I think what has saved us is now playing a back 3. If it's still been Nuno playing a back 4, I would have been absolutely shitting myself. But the fact that we're playing a back 3 gives that little bit of insurance. Do we have enough people? Yes, we do. He's just going to, again, it's game management and how does he play them and how does he rotate them? And obviously at this busy period, rotation and recovery is vital. So we have enough. Are they quality enough? They're nowhere near. I think if you put the 4 of them together, they don't even touch a Romero, in all honesty. That's how good this dude is. When it comes to the transfer market, do you know what? I really wanted us to get a creative midfielder and a striker as in the main 2, go out, get them, solve them. But if he's going to be out for longer, let's just say it's February or maybe longer, we have absolutely no alternative. We have to sacrifice. I would say if we had to sacrifice getting a striker or a central, a Christian Eriksen-esque ball-playing midfielder, I'd sacrifice the striker and try and just get Vlahovic in on a pre-contract till the summer, because with that, like you said, and like we've said in WhatsApp group chats, Kane can only score with creativity. You can only create for him, and then he finishes. So I think it's vital that that's the one. But if he's out for a long time, we have no choice but to dip into the transfer market and get someone. But again, you look at it, and do we go out and buy someone of pure quality, or do we go and buy a stopgap? That's the other thing to weigh up. But the question was, do I think we have enough defenders? Yes. Do I think they're quality enough to hold off? Yeah, we'll see. But Davis and Dyer have been doing a good job. Let's not knock them. And then I think it's rotation with Rodon, Sanchez, and Dyer. Rodon, Sanchez, and Tanganga. So we shall see. But whilst you're going around the other two, I'm just going to nip off and have a cigarette, and I'll be right back.
No worries, my man. No worries. You enjoy that cigarette. Kane, the long shot member for 3 months. I'm sorry, my man. It doesn't appear on the StreamYard, but it is here on the YouTube. He says, O'Hara, love or hate him, said it after the Mora loss. He would give everything to put this shirt on one more time. Not giving 100% is pure disrespect. Kane, the long shot, my man. I could not agree more with you, brother. I could not agree more with you. Look, at least with Jamie O'Hara, when he did play, I mean, he did give it his all. Yeah, okay. After a while, life started getting in the way and maybe his form dropped. But, he did give it his all. At least when he was put out there, he played. He tried. Not giving 100% is pure disrespect. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, it shits on the fans. It shits on the club when you're not giving it 100%, every single time. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm glad players are starting to call out players for not giving it their all because, we can all see it. So hopefully some of these players that he's talking about never put on the shirt again, Kane the long shot. But big yourself up, my man. And when are you going to come and join me on the fan show, brother? When are you going to come and join me on the fan show? It's been a while. I'm dying to get you on, my man. I'm dying to get you on. But Kuva, look, do you think we need to now dip in the market in January? Listening to Conte's words, it could be longer than January he's out for. So do you think we might potentially have to dip in the market now for a centre-back?
Yeah, of course we do. We needed to do that even before Romero was out. So nothing's changed there. Do we need an extra one is the question.
Yeah.
It's as good a time as any, isn't it? We need something. I mean, we can probably limp our way through. Well, we've got no choice but to limp our way through December without another one in. If we pick up an injury to, dare I say, if we get an injury to Dyer, we could be in all sorts of trouble. Because at the moment, he seems to be the glue holding things together at the back. Come January, I'm expecting the minimum of one centre-back coming in. With Romero's injury being serious, and I've got a strange feeling it's going to be late February, even March before he's back, because there seems to be a trait with Conte sort of playing down injuries a little bit, and if he says it is serious, it really is pretty severe. So worst case scenario, is he out for the whole season? We've got to look at this sort of possibility because you can't rush things like hamstrings. They're ready when they're ready. Otherwise, just do more damage to the player, and we can't afford to do that. It's a question for me of who rather than will we. So are we looking at these sort of stopgap options to plug the hole, or are we looking at actual getting some bargain quality players, or are we looking at pushing the boat out and really go for some top players if we can? Can't see the top players. Can you? I think we're going to be bargain hunting. Perhaps somebody with a bit of experience, knows the role well, and can just a bit of control on the ball, bit of physical presence. Competent defender. We've even seen the likes of Davies can do it when he's coached with Conte. So there's options out there. It might be underwhelming, but we'll get some people in.
I hope so. Philip, what's your thoughts? Do you think we have enough with what we have in terms of especially quality to do it on a consistent basis with what we have, or do you believe you're like Kuva? We do need to dip in the market and get somebody in.
Do we have enough defenders? Yes. Are they good enough quality? No. We've got Romero's situation being unclear. The only bright light I can see there is that come the January transfer window in another 4 weeks' time, whenever it starts up, we'll have a better idea. The medics will have a better idea about how long he's going to be out. Now, if it is a long-term one, again, I'm going back to the problem of getting a decent replacement or a decent backup in during January. Chances are we're not going to get a stellar centre back. We're going to get a guy who's either out of favour at his own club and can't get a game, we're going to get somebody on loan with an option to buy, or we're going to get a bargain basement signing that we probably never heard of before, which I don't think is Conte's way of doing things. So we do need another centre back if Romero is going to be out, but I am not confident we're going to get one that would be as good as Romero. Not that anybody would be as good as Romero, but you know what I'm getting at, a good replacement for Romero, because they're just not there in January unless someone's having a real bust up with their club and wants to get out. And it's the old problem again. Hey lads, it's Daniel Levy on the line. What will we quote him for this player? We double the fee, you know?
Yeah.
So that keeps coming back up, and you mentioned the January transfer window, you know?
Yeah.
So we will probably have to recruit, but who we're going to get, it's doubtful it's going to be of someone that we'll all be happy with, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, I definitely hear that. I definitely hear that. Look, maybe you could go on temp, maybe a Sven Botman or someone like that over, but again, are you going to really pay the cash in January? You know you're going to be
David,
extorted.
can I ask you a question about that? I mean, I was just about to mention his name, because if you look at it, apparently Conte or someone came out and it was tweeted that apparently we're only going to be looking for top young talent. I think that may have been a slight indication that we may be steering, because my first pick is always Skriniar, always, because he just looks like he will complement Romero fantastically. They can both speak Italian or whatever they need to do. But I think that indication of that statement saying we're going to be looking, I mean, we all know how I feel about what the transfer policy is and who does it, but I think that may have alluded to it when it said we're looking for top. I think you have to put Botman at the top of the list if you're looking at it that way, wouldn't you?
I would. Look, I think the guy's absolutely brilliant. I mean, you look at him, he's an absolute fucking unit, the guy is. I mean, he's only 21, 22. He's a left-footed centre-back as well. He's got a very good passing range. But why I think he will take to a duck like a duck to water to the Premier League is purely because you can't press the guy. I mean, he's so cool and calm on the ball. He'll pick a pass. He's confident enough he'll skin you, and he has the strength to be able to hold you off as well. I absolutely love him, and I think he's definitely a player that should be on our radar, because if not, he will be going to a top club soon, I reckon. And I really rate the guy. I think he's absolutely brilliant. And you know, as well, it kind of solves the problem with our passing out from the back, because he can hit long range passes as well. So for me, I think for at his young age, he's kind of got it all, and I'd definitely be looking to bring him in. Look, another one I'd be looking at is if he could and Juve were willing to do a deal. I love the lit. I love the guy from Ajax that went to Juve. But again, I think that's probably dreamland. I mean, I should be in Poundland, really, because, I mean, look what happened last time you needed a centre-back. I mean, we got Joe Rodon, and it's no disrespect to Joe Rodon. I mean, it just wasn't at the level we required, you know. But again, look, these signings can bite you in the ass. Look, we got Sanchez when he was young. You know what I mean? And look how that's kind of turned out. So, yeah, look, it'd be very interesting to see what we do in January, that's for sure. Just a couple of super chats here. Dark Sun G, he wants Kim Min Jae, De Vrij, or De Ligt in January. Look, Kim Min Jae is definitely a real possibility. He's over there at Fenerbahce. As far as I'm aware, he's actually doing well. Plays on the same team as Son as well. So maybe there's something we could do there. When it comes to De Vrij, I don't see him making a move to the Premier League, to be honest with you. I don't think he has the pace, to be honest, anymore when it comes to De Vrij. Good centre-back, don't get me wrong. I just don't see us moving for him. And De Ligt, Dark Sun G, I'd absolutely love him. That's for sure, my man. Absolutely love him. Spurs 72 says, does anyone on the panel have a centre-back or a CDM, CM in mind? And Vlahovic is not a priority now. Is there a cheaper option you would take striker-wise? Well, look, Spurs 72, I'll give my three, and we'll get all the other guys to give their three. Centre-back for me is Botman. Deep-lying midfielder in terms of a playmaker. I would be going with Sandro Tonali if we could get our hands on him. I think he's absolutely magnificent. I mean, talk about passing. Oh, unbelievable. He's Luka Modric, Michael Carrick-esque. I'd love to get him in. In terms of a striker, I'll be honest with you, it's hard to see who you're going to get cheap for now. I mean, look, I'd probably take a punt on Callum Williams or Callum Wilson out of Newcastle. Look, I think we missed the boat on Ings and Edouard, to be honest with you. So I think the only one you're probably really looking at that might be a cheap option from the Premier League, who you know will get you goals when he plays, would probably be Callum Wilson for me. Kuva, what's your three?
It's a tricky one, isn't it? I'm going to have to go with Botman as well for the centre back because he's the one that ticks all the boxes and looks a sort of viable price range for us. Defensive midfielder though, because I mean I'm all for Brozovic, but it doesn't really tick that box of young talent, does he? He's well experienced. I think he's 28 now. Is it 29 coming up? Something like that. Is that going to be too old for this idea from Levy of young players? It probably is. That could be a more difficult one because for a start, the defensive midfielders, that's a responsible role. You don't tend to grow into it until you're hitting the age of at least 23 anyway. So we can't look at too young, and who's in there in that sort of prime range. It's going to be difficult to pry one out from a top club. I've got no answer on that. I mean, Brozovic is the one I have my eyes fixed on. He's the obvious choice. Central midfield, if you're talking sort of box-to-box player, Kessié, he ticks those boxes, doesn't he? But again, expensive. Well, is he going to be? Difficult to tell. But he's certainly on the radar. He does fit what we're after. Good player. Vlahovic, he's certainly young and talented. He's exceptional in sort of poacher in the box now. He's developed his hold-up play as well. It'd be an interesting one. Is it going to fit in with this usual Levy budget, though? Probably not. So who are we looking at? What about the lad that's doing quite well at Blackburn? Diaz, is it?
Yeah, that guy. What was his name before he changed it? He only changed it because he got an international call up to like Chile or Paraguay or something like that. Ben Brereton is his actual name.
Right, yeah. Perhaps someone like that would have as an option. Just that young, fresh legs, just spice things up at the front, give a bit of competition for places, and not going too far over budget. Because it's just going to be, we've got to get fresh faces in no matter what in January. But we may have to wait until the summer for the really big signings if we're even doing those. We just don't know yet, do we? Everybody's looking at January. All of us are, aren't we?
I mean, it's a rescue package. January. I mean, we definitely need somebody's in. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I still get the gut feeling we're just going to fail with these big, expensive sort of ideas that are put about, and we end up with 2 or 3 very underwhelming players who actually do a good job, but they might not be what we're looking for to start with.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. Could not agree more. Philip, 3 players for you: centre back, centre midfielder, and a striker that's not Vlahovic.
Jesus. I think we should have signed Skriniar. Skriniar for me would be a good guy. Brozovic as well for a defensive midfielder. And I haven't done much about this guy this season, but I like watching him play for Norwich last season. He could be good young player, good English player. Todd Cantwell.
Love him. I think he's good, yeah.
I think he'd be a good player for us. And then, we're not going to get Vlahovic. We're not going to get a big money striker. And as I said on one of the programs yesterday, I think that Callum Robinson of West Brom is a good backup striker. Okay, he's not going to cost a fortune, or Ada, the other Norwich guy, the other Irish international, is not too bad either. But let's face it, we're not going to get a Lewandowski or that Lilka player in January. So we're going to have to take what we can get. But I think Skriniar will be a great addition to the club. Imagine Skriniar and Romero as a centre back pairing. They shall not pass. That would be great. But no, I think Todd Cantwell would be worth a punt on him. Like, I think he's gone off the boil a bit lately in Norwich, but last season he was very good, and Oliver Skip will know all about him, so you can be able to tell, give the scouting report on him. And but as I said, Brozovic, but whether we get him, I don't know.
Yeah. No, good choices. Good choices. Sorry, Cover.
Yeah, there's one more I was thinking of. Sort of central midfield. John McGinn at Villa.
Yeah,
I think
good choice.
He's very underrated. He's full of energy, works his socks off, ticks so many boxes for Conte. makes things happen. But with Gerrard just taking over now, it's pretty unlikely he's going to let him go, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Do you know what I heard too? There's supposed to be a row going on between the Leeds manager, Bielsa, and Calvin Phillips. They're not supposed to be getting on. I just wonder, would he be, maybe not in January, but I wonder, would he be worth a shot in the summer?
Loads after him. There'd be loads after him. I think we just get beat. I think we just get swallowed up.
Probably,
great player, though, Philip. Great player. But I think if he comes available, especially after his Euros, there'll be a ton of people queuing for that signature.
You could also talk to Dele Alli about which hairdresser they use. You know?
Yeah. But big up Spurs 72, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother. Big yourself up, my man. Great talking point.
Let me answer. I've been waiting for this. I've got my answer to those. I'm not gonna talk defence because I said Botman Skriniar. I'm gonna save the centre midfielder for last because it's gonna be a controversial one. So I think someone's mentioned this guy's name in the comments, and I've been a fan of his for ages. And I think we have to bite the bullet and get James Ward-Prowse. I don't care what it costs. Just not just for his passing abilities, just to finally have someone that can take a bloody free kick or a corner. Is invaluable. And I think we have to bite the bullet and say, right, what's your price, and pay it, because he just will just put so many fires out in what we need. And he's played alongside Højbjerg, which is vital, can help Skip. The striker, and this is a shot in the dark, but I have loved watching him this season, is the guy that Watford picked up, Dennis. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. He's powerful. He's quick. I mean, the way he took his goal against Chelsea yesterday when he nutmegged it through, I think he's a real possibility. Obviously, maybe not in January, but obviously if we come in, I think there may be a desire for him to want to move to a bigger club. So I think he's completely gettable. And now for the controversial one, and I'm only saying this guy because his price would have plummeted, is Philip Coutinho. And the reason I say Philip Coutinho is this guy comes in, A, he knows the Premier League back of his hand, B, understands the language completely, C, he's going to cost a fraction of what he cost Barcelona, and I mean a fraction. And it either, we spent stupid money on stupid players. Now, if we spent, let's just say 20, 25, 30 million on him, it's either going to work one or two ways. It's either going to be 30 million, which we spent for a Sissoko, out the window, or he comes back to a glimpse of what he was in Liverpool, and then it looks like an absolute masterstroke. It's a controversial one because obviously his form and everything has dipped. But when they say form's temporary, class is permanent, if he could, and this is a real out-of-the-box one, I don't think we'd get him or even even entertain the idea, but for a shot in the dark and bringing someone in who understands this league, if we could get him back to even 80% of what he did at Liverpool, we would have one serious player on our hands.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Trouble is,
a flash.
Sorry, Philip. You.
No, I'd take him in a flash. I'd take him in a flash.
Well, the trouble with him is, again, does he fit that young player remit? Because
he doesn't. But take him on loan even till the end of the season, see what he does.
Oh, it's certainly better than what we got.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I think Ward-Prowse is a good shout as well. But again, he's in that sort of mid-range, isn't he? 20, I think I looked up a minute ago. 27 years old, I think it was. Is that going to be young enough for the overall plan? Or is it a case of we're just hopeful, but he's going to be off our radar? Because I agree, it'd really fit in well.
Yeah. No, he would.
With these positions, if you've identified a player that can sort out your set pieces, has a wonderful passing range, you have to say, do you know what? We can build. You can't just keep buying young people like Arsenal at the moment. They're playing so many youngsters, and there's no authoritative figure. There's no experience to help them see the game through. And sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and say, do you know what? On one transfer, we're going to have to go above a 25. I mean, a 27-year-old, you can still get, 5-6 years out of him?
Yeah.
I agree, but it isn't this sort of hinting at who's going to be running the transfers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, look, Spurs 72, really appreciate the support, my man, and great talking point. 2J, big yourself up, brother. Really appreciate the support. He says, Conte said he'll give Bergwijn a backup spot for Kane. He doesn't want Son as striker and believes Bergwijn could be good there. thoughts. Look, when I first read it, I was thinking it's more for like maybe Europa Conference League Cup games, FA Cup games, that maybe he won't play Kane and he'll play Bergwijn up there. That's maybe what I was thinking, and maybe if Kane's looking jaded for the last 10 minutes, take him off, put Bergwijn up there. Son of striker. Do you know what? When you look at what he's done with Lukaku, you look at what he's done with Kane. I've seen some similarities where Kane would try and hold off one of the centre backs, take the ball into feet. He wants a striker that can hold it up. And look, as world class as Sonny is, it's probably his only fault. He's not great at holding up the ball. He probably wouldn't have the strength to do it. Would Bergwijn? Look, he's a bit stronger than Son. But again, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know. Look, I think it's just trying to fill a gap between now and the end of the season until we can properly maybe get a proper striker in here to provide competition. But look, that's just my quick thoughts on it. Cooper, what's your quick thoughts on it?
Absolutely no chance. He can't fill in for Kane. It's a totally different sort of player. I could see him playing off Kane's shoulder, maybe, give that a try. Doing basically what Sonny was doing for us when he was linking up with Kane so well last season. And then keep Sonny out on the wide position and cut in from there. Is it worth it? Not in my opinion. Does Conte think it's worth it? Apparently he does. If he does, let's see it. I'll give him a chance. If Conte sees something there, then I'm prepared to give him a chance because Conte is a great manager, as we know. He doesn't fill you with confidence here in it, though, does it? I mean, Bergwijn's done so little, but he has got pace, and if he's on form, he does know how to find the net. So it would be it could be a stroke of genius, but I just don't see it. But definitely not as a backup for Kane. That it's completely different sort of player. It's a different way of approaching the game entirely. Could fit the 3-5-2 system though, playing with Kane.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I just don't see it working out. But look, sometimes you got to plug gaps where you got to plug gaps. Brian, what's your thoughts? Bergwijn as a striker?
Just mark the watches, people. This stream has gone for 1 hour, 32 minutes and 40 seconds. That's the longest I've gone without speaking about the parasite. So mark the record books. Here we go. Mate, it's come out that Conte has said this. Now, to me, that is Conte coming out after a parasite and said, listen, we're not getting a Vlahovic or we're not spending money on a striker. You're going to have to maybe buy a cheaper one or make do with what you've got. And he's clutching at straws. He's clutching. There is no way Antonio Conte, in my opinion, has sat down, especially seeing that apparently we've heard rumours saying that they're not getting on. And they're not, and all of a sudden goes, yeah, do you know what? We're not getting on. You're not performing. Your attitude apparently isn't being the best. But now I'm going to make you the centre of attention. Not a chance. Not a chance. Could Bergwijn do a job there? Maybe. We've seen wingers become strikers and do a very, very good job. Unfortunately, the prime candidate is the one down the road a few years ago in Henry. But there is no way. I mean, come on. If we're being serious here, we're talking about Antonio Conte here and everything he's done. In what world has he said, oh, bright idea, I'm going to make, but this is parasite and parasite only. I don't think it'll work. I think there's more chance of him doing a Victor Moses to him at right centre back, right wing back, than there is him turning him into a striker. This is absolute bullshit coming from the king of bullshit himself.
No, yeah, look, absolutely spot on. And look, it kind of gives me similar vibes of Dele Alli. You know, all of a sudden Jose had to do something after clearly it wasn't in his plans and everything else, you know, and there was a rift there. All of a sudden, Jose had to go and make it up with Dele Alli and use Dele Alli. It's giving me a bit of flashbacks, to be honest with you. But Philip, what's your thoughts, Bergwijn as a striker?
No, first of all, 2 days ago, it was reported that Bergwijn and Conte had only spoken twice since he came to the club, right? And he didn't fit into his plans. Then it must be the Spurs media machine got hold of it and they spun it into this ridiculous story that he's going to use him as a backup for Kane. Okay, maybe he'd do the job. Maybe he might. He's probably seen the goal he scored for Holland and said, well, he can score. He can hit the net. We'll try him there. But no, I believe the first report that came out earlier in the week that Bergwijn and Conte do not see eye to eye, and that he's on his bike in the summer. And I'd agree with what Brian's saying there. There are other people that planted that comment about the striker backup for Kane, and it's not Antonio Conte. And if truth be told, I'd say he's not too pleased about it either.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with
that. For him. Someone's doing his job for him there.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Sorry, Cooper, do you want to say something?
Yeah, just quickly. There is the option, of course, that Conte's just playing a bit of games here, because if he says he's a backup for Kane, it will show that he's basically saying you got no chance of playing because Kane's going to start. So it'll be putting him in his place. He can't fit in anywhere else. He's just going to have to sit around and wait.
Yeah,
never know.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, big up to Jay again. Another great talking point, my man. I really appreciate the support, brother. Ken the Long Shot says, would love to be on the fan show, Dave. Thing though, I'm working when it's on. Maybe we can find figure something else out. No, look, email me, Ken the Long Shot. Do email me, and I will figure something out, and we will get you on so you can come on and have your say, my man. Big yourself up. You didn't even have to put it in a super chat, so I really appreciate the support, Ken. And look, hopefully I received that email and we can work something out with getting you on the channel and getting your voice out there, my man. Big yourself up. Dark Sun G says, would you go for Calvin Phillips from Leeds in January? In an article in Korea, apparently Spurs are looking at Isaac from Sociedad as an option for striker. Yeah, look, I think everyone kind of gave their thoughts on Phillips. Me, I'll be honest with you, I don't rate the guy. I just think he's slightly better than Harry Winks. More maybe capable than Harry Winks, but I mean, he does what Harry Winks does. I mean, for me, I don't know. I just think he's overhyped, Dark Sun G, to be honest with you. Now, Isaac. Now, there's a player I'd love to get. I think he had a good Euros, to be fair. He done well for Sweden. He's a very tricky customer. He's a big boy. He's fast. He has skill. And he knows where the net is, Dark Sun G. He's one I'd definitely be looking at. But I'll be honest with you. I think they'll be demanding big bucks for him. I don't see us getting him anywhere near on a Levy budget, to be honest with you. But, I mean, you're spot on. He's an absolute quality striker, Dark Sun G. And he says, I wouldn't mind Tarkowski from Burnley in January. In my opinion, he is wasting his talent in Burnley. I wouldn't mind going for Wood in the summer for backup. Yeah, look, again, I think when the England talk was there and everyone was praising him, but as soon as that's gone, he's kind of slipped back into the shadows. Yeah, look, he's not bad, I suppose. To be honest with you, he's probably better than Ben Davies, maybe a bit better than Eric Dyer as well. So, I mean, it's an improvement. It's an improvement, Dark Sun G, that's for sure. And maybe he is wasting his talent at Burnley, to be fair. Chris Wood, I mean, look, if you're going to put balls into the box, I mean, he'd be a good striker to have. I mean, I actually rate Chris Wood. I do think you'll get 10 goals out of him a season. He's a very difficult customer. But is he what we need going forward long term? You know, right, for the here and now, I would say, yeah, bring him in if it was for a year, maybe just to plug a gap. But I wouldn't be looking at him for backup for long term. But then again, Llorente came in and done well. So it's not a bad shout, Dark Sun G. Not a bad shout at all. Truth Sets You Free says Spurs are favoured by -1. Brentford is the value. Yeah, look, you never catch me putting money on Brentford. That's for sure. Tottenham are going to win that. Truth Sets You Free, definitely. Dark Sun G says McAllister from Brighton is a nice option, in my opinion, based on how I saw him play with his Olympic squad. Maybe we can get Conte from Villa. He is young, right? Look, when it comes to McAllister, look, this guy's been around for a while. Again, do you know what? I want to stay off Argentinian players for a while. The Celso, Lamela, they've pissed me off. Argentinian defenders, yes, bring in. If they're like Romero, bring them in. But any attacking players or midfielders, I want to stay away from them for a while because they annoy me. So they do. Conte, yeah, look, he's not a bad option. I believe we were linked with him before, and correct me if I'm wrong. I actually think the guy is a Spurs fan, believe it or not. So, he wouldn't be a bad one to bring in either, to be honest with you. A lot of people rate him, Dark Sun G. Dark Sun G with all the players is absolutely brilliant. He's definitely a flat cap Eurotalk fan anyway. And John Stokes says, big up, Dave, top-notch quality stream as always. Come on, you Spurs. John, my man, really appreciate that. Thank you. Look, it's the guests make the stream. The guests make the stream. What can I say? I mean, I can put the preparation and everything out there, but the boys have to come on with the enthusiasm and the passion, and they do that. So it's more a big up to the panel. But big up, John. Really appreciate it, and I'm glad you're enjoying it, my man. I'm glad you are enjoying it. Everyone, keep smashing that like button, keep smashing that subscribe button, and keep getting the super chats in. It's a great way to support the channel. And look, get them in. Dark Sun G's giving a whole host of players there. So let us know, if you agree with any of his picks, whether you disagree with any of his picks. But look, let's keep going. Let's keep talking about today's game. And look, we'll go to Philip on this one. So Philip, Harry Kane has only scored 1 Premier League goal and 1 assist this season. Compared to last season, at this stage, he had 9 goals, 10 assists. Son is our top scorer in the Premier League with 4 goals and 1 assist, but has also gone 4 games without a goal and assist. And compared to where he was at this very stage last season, he had 11 goals and 4 assists at this same stage. How do we get more out of our 2 genuine world-class players in the squad? Is it a system problem? Is it a lack of quality on the ball problem or an individual problem?
I'd say, the Harry Kane scenario has been so well documented. He had the disappointment of losing the Euro final to Italy on penalties. He had the disappointment, if you could call it that, of not getting his transfer out to Manchester City. He's been playing pretty much non-stop for 2 or 3 seasons now. He really hasn't had a break. He was bound to have an off period. Every striker has one or more during their career. Harry really hasn't had one up to now. He's been banging in 20 goals a season plus for as long as I can remember. So, okay, I give the guy a break. He's had a few, reasonably poor games by his standards. He will come good. Okay? The supply to him hasn't been great. It's been, and that's an understatement. The supply has been pretty awful, to be honest with you. Son suffering from the same. Like last season, the 2 boys were they were telepathic. They knew exactly where each of them were, and they were combined. It was nearly becoming a standing joke if Kane didn't assist Son or vice versa during a match.
Yeah. Now
we just love to see it happen once, just to get it kicked off again. So they're just going through a bad patch. It will come good. Under Conte, it certainly will come good. And every game we keep saying it'll be tonight. We're going to be right sometime, and I'm hoping it's going to be tonight. That they've had enough time to work on their runs and their timing and whatever, and it'll be tonight's the night they'll reap the benefit. As long as we have someone like Reguilon, I see is going to be important to supplying the bullets tonight, going down the left-hand side there. And if we can, I don't know who's going to play the number 10 role tonight. Probably Lucas Moura. I don't know who they're going to put in there. To play the same midfield 3 as on Sunday, then that's going to be the case. I know there are a lot of fans getting very annoyed with Harry Kane and saying he's crap and he's this and he's that and the other. All I can say is, without Harry Kane in the last 5 years, work out where we'd finished in the league. I'll tell you, we wouldn't be in Europe. That's for sure. But the guy is an absolute Spurs legend, as is Son. We give him a pass on what they haven't done so far this season. There's still 25 games to go. And there's time for those guys to create havoc. And I'm hoping to God they start tonight.
Absolutely brilliant answer. Kuva, how do we get more out of Son and Kane as a duo? You look at their stats, they've completely declined from last season. I mean, completely declined, both of them.
It's as we keep saying over and over again, it's the rest of the team that's broken. We need to start creating chances regularly for the players up front. At the moment, through the middle, our only source of creativity is to get the ball into Kane, and usually he has to turn a player then, because they know the opposition know it's going to him. Quite often he's good enough to do that. So it's his through pass then that other players are looking for. We can't play. I saw somebody, who was it, saying about Sonny playing as a number 10. Not a chance. Complete waste of his talents. He's got to be playing either off Kane's shoulder and looking to stretch the defence, or coming in from the wide position and again looking to stretch the defence, getting behind the last player. He's got the pace for it. Kane has the ability to hold the ball up, so he's more likely as a number 10. playing as a number 9, but like he's been doing for season after season. Saying who should we put in as a number 10 at the moment? Otherwise, we just don't have anybody. But it's simple as that. Mora can't do that. He's same as Sonny in some ways. The use you have with Mora is to take people on and try and get into the box, create something out of it. We got some hard-working midfielders at the back. Just that attacking sort of area of the midfield is just, it's a void at the moment. It doesn't matter who you put in there. There's just nothing. I don't even know an answer to it. I don't even know who to suggest for there at the moment. I mean, the idea keeps running through the head. Why not try Brian Hill and behind Kane, see if he can create something? But it's a hell of a lot to put on a young player's shoulders coming into a broken team like this. I think we just have to stick with the 3-4-3 formation. It's not a number 10 playing then. It's more of a 3-pronged attack. It's the only thing we can sensibly do, in my opinion, at the moment. And then let's get those wing backs forward, press high up, get the ball into the box with our big name players. If we do that, we can surely put Brentford away. It's not like we're playing Liverpool, is it?
Yeah. No, it's just, I just want to see the two of them perform again. I just want to see the two of them link up. We just want goals. I just want goals. But Diego, same to you, man. I mean, how do we get more out of our two genuinely only world-class players in the squad?
Well, do you know what? I mean, you and me have had conversations about this on camera or off camera, on the phone, whatever. Those stats from Kane last season, what you got to remember, and because we set him without high standards, you said he had 9 goals, 10 assists. Now, what you got to remember, those assists are misleading. And why I say misleading is 4 of them were against Southampton in that game that you don't get. Yeah. I mean, how often do you see a guy get 4 assists in one game? So let's just take that out and say then you're down to 6, so to speak, or 7. Then it's still, I mean, compared to today, it's still nowhere near what we know Harry Kane can hit. I think the thing that's obviously this whole transfer debacle has really not helped us, not helped him, not helped the club. Then you've also got to remember, not just Kane, but all these players have had the first original lockdown and a huge break, then starting the season in July, then starting in September, then a Euros, now this season, and then you add that mental health segment into Harry Kane with the transfer. He's a human like us. We do our Monday to Friday, whatever else we work 9 to 5, and can easily suffer burnout from doing that. This guy's training his body. His body's on the line, and I don't say on the line like a boxer, but he's using his body every single goddamn day. Not like us just sitting down at a chair now doing a stream. So you've got to put that into effect. And I think what's deeply affected this, and we were talking about this, the 4 of us off camera, I mentioned it, is somehow we've gone from Kane and Son being telepathic to Kane and Son not knowing where each other are. Now, there's something fundamentally gone wrong here. You don't go from that understanding and it just breaks. That you build on, and for some reason it's just gone to pieces. And I think it's the formation. I mean, Kuva just said about playing a 3-4-3. For me, I don't like seeing 3-4-3, especially with Kane, just because Kane slows the game down. And that's not a negative about him. He holds the ball up, he looks around, he's like, Kane needs to be up top by himself. So maybe if that's a 3-4-2-1 or a 3-5-2 with someone dropping behind him, maybe a Hill like Kuva said. I just don't see Kane. Whenever we play a 3, you look at the Man City game where we won when Kane wasn't there. Son, Mora, and Bergwijn did a great job because they've all got pace, they've all got power, they can be flexible, and Kane hasn't got those, which isn't a bad thing because his other attributes are far ahead. It just literally, I prefer to see Kane in a 2 or a 1. Now, the main thing Conte's got to work out is getting this telepathic relationship back. And for me, I mean, who am I to go against Conte? But when you've got the greatest striker in the world on his day, who plays for club and country or does his best football, you get the best results of him being a 1, you find a way to get him as a 1 and do what he does. Because if we get Harry Kane doing what he does, the defence that we're worried about isn't so much of a concern because he'll just do what he does up there. So I have been one that has openly been very, very critical of Kane. Very, very critical of him. In fact, extremely critical. But I can always say, no, do you know what? He's done well there. He's done well. That I will always say, yeah, I think he had a bad game. And the Leeds game, let's go for the Leeds game. I don't think he had a good game. I think he played better. I think he played a lot better, but Harry Kane's passing was a couple of times off in key moments. And we've just got to get that mental spark back in him. And then we've got the greatest striker in the world again. And I said to you before, I'm not predicting him to score today, not because I don't trust him, but because every time I predict, he doesn't. So if I go a game where I don't predict and he does, oh no, that's my jinx, and everyone can come and blame me rather than Harry Kane. But listen, there's got to be, again, it comes back to, final thought is he does not have anyone to take the burden off of him that we can rely on. Yeah, you can put Son up there when he's injured, but Son isn't on form as well. So he's not helped by the current state of lack of strength in depth in that area. So let's just hope he comes good. We all want him to. Let's face that.
Yeah. No, just a couple of things there. First of all, if you take the 4 assists off Kane, then you're taking 4 goals away for Sonny. Because Son,
Sure.
it's not. So for me, I don't think you can take the 4 assists away from him. Look,
No,
in terms
how
of
it's misleading, David. That's all I'm saying. How it's misleading because he got 4 in one game. How often?
well, it's not misleading because he did do it. He did do it. It is legit, so it's not misleading.
I think what I'm saying is coming out wrong. I'm trying to say, like, when you look at his stats and people try to compare him to last season, it's kind of say those 4 assists would have put him down, and the stats wouldn't look as high as they do right now because of the 4 assists he got in one game. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
Well, it also works the other way because the 4 assists led to 4 Sonny goals. So then you're taking 4 goals off Son, and his stats don't look as good. So I mean, it works both ways. Look, another thing is how sustainable is Bergwijn, Son, and Lucas up front? I mean, it's all well and good when City have the ball and they're peppering you, but I mean, how sustainable is it? Even against other teams, how are you going to get the ball upfield? Look, I see a lot of people slating Harry Kane about his hold-up play. I mean, the guy's asked to do it. If he doesn't do it, no one else in the team is going to do it. And there was one more thing I wanted to say, and this is another thing. Look, I want the Spurs fan base to stop pretending it's only a Harry Kane issue. It's not. It's a Son issue and it's a Lucas issue as well. All 3 of them are performing. If you're going to slate Harry Kane, you have to slate Sonny and Lucas as well. Lucas Moura works hard, 1 assist, but yet people defend Lucas Moura week in, week out. Son, 4 goals, 1 assist. Miles off what he was at this same stage last season. No one wants to talk about Son being off form. No goals or assists in the last 4 games. No one will mention it, but they will always dig out Harry Kane. Now, if Lucas and Son were banging in the goals, you would say, okay, fair enough. It's an individual problem. But when all 3 of them are miles off what they were at this same stage last season, it's not an individual problem. It's a collective issue. And when you look at the 3 players, you look at Kane and Son, they're world class. So then you look further back in the team. Okay, are they getting service? No. Are we getting the ball up to them enough? Quality ball? No. Are we playing them in behind? No. So therefore, it's a system issue. It's not just a one-player issue. I mean, I'm absolutely sick of it. I mean, the thing is just pinning everything on Harry Kane and blaming Harry Kane. Because I know what people are going to say to me. Well, Harry Kane's job is to score goals. Okay, that's well and good. Then Lucas and Son's job is to provide assists. They're not doing it, 1 each. Right. So the thing is, no matter what way you spin it on Harry Kane, I could say the same for Lucas and Son. And therefore, that tells me it's a system problem. It's not on one individual. And stop making it one individual player problem. I get it. People are hurt, over what happened over the summer. But, I mean, some of the stuff they're saying about a guy that has carried this club for 5 years single-handedly, in terms of the goal department, every striker is going to have an off time. Every striker is going to have a period. But the thing is, as a striker, they always say, you don't worry if you're getting the chances. The time is to worry when you're not getting the chances. And none of them are getting chances. Yes, don't get me wrong. Statistically, Son is our best player going forward this season. But let's not hide away from the fact he is miles off form compared to last season. Same as Kane, Son, same as Lucas. The thing is, let's just stop berating. Let's stop this comparing Kane, Son, this sort of crack. At the end of the day, we need 2 of them together. And I've said this consistently. We need the 2 of them back together. We need the 2 of them fighting. but stop digging out one individual player for it. I mean, there's so many other players you can pick from that deserve the criticism that this guy gets, that actually deserve it. But yeah, I hear people make excuses for them week in, week out. I hear people complain about Levy, the lack of investment and everything else, but yet still want to make Harry Kane the issue at the club. I mean, how can you talk about all these other issues and then still make this one guy the problem? I just do not understand that. I just think it's shocking the way some fans treat him. Sorry, Brian.
No, David. I said this in your group chat today, and this is what it's amazing. It's come to the point now where all the fans are picking, whether it be Kane, whether it be Højbjerg, who's coming for some slack for more, whoever it is. Like I said, we've got to such a point now where we know everyone knows where the problem is. But rather than people saying, "Yeah, do you know what? I know what the problem is, and it's not the players." Don't get me wrong; some of the players do have a lot to blame for, but they're focusing their anger and frustrations on people that at least try for the team. When you got someone that sits in a very, very comfortable seat and just sits there with the same potsy, lifeless expression and has ripped this club apart, and he gets nothing apart from the people like myself and people that are openly leaving out. I think we've got to a point now where people are so adamant that they don't want to say Levy out because of what we've been saying all along is going to be right, and they're like, "Oh, I've been trying to defend it," but now they're focusing it completely on the wrong. I mean, you've seen what we've achieved as the Levy out group in the short time that we've done it. If everyone stopped channeling their hate towards players or blaming the manager as always and channeled it to the right person, there will be thousands of us, and I mean tens of thousands, protesting all against the same person, all for the greater good of Tottenham, to get change. But blaming the players, it's the cheap way out to blame the players, that whether you think they're trying or not, they're putting their bodies on the line, they're doing this, they're overplayed and undervalued. And I mean, not undervalued with their contracts. I mean, the fact that they're humans and that they're putting their bodies on the line, and the fact that they're working their bodies to the ground day to day. If people just stopped saying Kane this, Kane that, and I'm one of them, so I put my hands up for the Kane stuff. I'm not as outright as I am Levy. I when I think Kane's done bad, I'll say it, but I'll also say good. Whereas with Levy, we all know where I am. But if people stop channeling their frustrations and hate at the players or managers that have gone past, I'm not just talking about this team, I'm talking about over the years, and channeled it where the problem lies, we may be looking at a very, very, very different Tottenham Hotspur. So people have got to stop blaming players and blame the real culprit.
Do you know what? I agree with that. I agree with that to a certain extent, but I also agree with no matter who Levy brings in, whether it be players, coaches, doctors, whatever else, they also have to take responsibility if they don't do the job. I mean, I see people giving Hitchen a free pass and just blaming Levy. I get it. Levy brought him in, but you can't condone what Hitchen spent the money on either. I mean, he has to take accountability for that.
No, you're right. But like I say, it needs to go. We need to come together and not as blaming people on the pitch. It's the people off the pitch that need the criticism.
Well, do you know, if I can just add one thing to that, probably one of the reasons Harry Kane and Son, to an extent, have gone off the boil this season is down to the absolute lack of support that Daniel Levy gave whatever manager was in charge at the time, be it Poch, be it Mourinho or Nuno, to buy a decent backup striker for Harry Kane. Harry Kane at the minute is like having a railway line with one engine on it. You're using the same engine every day to pull the train. You can't do it. He's got to have a rest at some stage. We needed someone to come in there and take the slack off him. Okay, brings in a couple of loan players. Might as well have brought me in for some of them. They weren't up to it, you know. So Levy has to take an awful lot of responsibility for his tight-fistedness in not upping that squad when he had the chance. Christ, we got to the European Cup final. He should have been out buying the best players in Europe that summer, but no. As Pochettino said, what's the point in having a brilliant house if you've no furniture?
Yeah.
That was probably the most telling remark a Spurs manager has made in recent years. And it's all down to Daniel Levy. And I say, until he goes, we've got a problem.
Spot on, spot on. Dan Coy says, just in from work, come on, you Spurs, bring home 3 points tonight. That's what I'm talking about, Danny boy. Absolutely love it. Get the chipper in, get the cans cracked open, my man, and enjoy the game. Dark Sun G says, Schuler, Tarkowski, Ramignoli, Felipe, Ginter, all central back expires in 2022. Asmoon Diabala, forwards who expires in 2022. Zakaria, Brozovic, Kessie, Corona, Taliso, Witzel, end in 2022. No, look, Schuler, I'd definitely take a punt if we could get him. Tarkowski, maybe. When it comes to the attackers, Diabala is one I'd definitely go for. I'm not exactly sold on Asmoon, but Diabala is definitely one I'd love to get if we could get him. In terms of the midfielders there, Brozovic for me. Look, I like Kessie. I have to say. Probably get him too. Dark Sun G. Corona, not a big fan of. Taliso, yeah, he's good. Witzel, he's getting on now. But Dark Sun G, absolutely great list of names. Everybody in the chat, look at this list of names and do let me know what you would pick from this list. But Dark Sun G, let me know, are any of them in contract talks with the club or anything like that to try and get them renewed? Absolutely love Dark Sun G's research, my man. What a legend. Just actually quickly, guys, we'll just get you to pick a player out of each of these. And we'll start with Kuva.
Brozovic.
One for each. One for the defender, the forward, and the midfielder.
Oh, Brozovic is the covers pretty much sorts out all of our problems in one position. Let's see, centre back. I probably wouldn't go for any of those. I'm not entirely convinced that they're a Conte sort of player. There's some good stoppers, but are they good footballers with the ball at the feet? I don't know. Ginter, maybe. He's been quite good over the years. Let's see. What else we got here? Forwards.
Asmoon or Diabala?
Asmoon, I suppose. Dybala. Yeah, it's one of those names that I feel it's sort of come and gone. We didn't act upon it at the time. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good list. There's some interesting ideas there anyway, that's for sure.
Definitely is. Philip, players, what ones would you pick off that list?
Purely to keep the balance of homegrown players up, which we need to think about as well. Tarkowski mightn't be a bad punt. He's an England international, not bad. Okay, he's okay. I mean, I'm thinking more like if we can't get anybody else, he'd be a good. Yeah. If we can't get Skriniar, go for him. Brezovic, I think, is everybody's favourite to get in. The striker-wise, Dybala's not going to come. We had a better chance with him. I don't really know that much about Asmoon, to be honest with you. I don't know really. No, out of that list, I go for Tarkowski and Brozovic. I'll leave the striker for now. I don't think either of those would be coming to us,
Yeah. And Daigle, yourself, 3 players?
So for the defenders, I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about the non-English based ones, so I think it's obvious where I'm going Tarkowski, but only because as well, we've got to be realistic here and start thinking about homegrown players and the amount of English players we've got to have in the squad, which has been an issue. Like we're on the line at the moment with like how many players. Based on that, I will go with Tarkowski. Listen, we all know Iggy, and Iggy's Italian knowledge of football is just something to be amazed by. And even as an AC Milan fan, he waxes lyrical about Brozovic. He absolutely waxes lyrical. So if it's good enough for Iggy, it's good enough for me. I would love Dybala in. I would love Dybala, but like Philip said, that ship has sailed a long, long time ago. Just like Damio. We'll probably get Damio in before we get Dybala. So strikers, like I said, I mean, I only want Vlahovic. That's the only guy I want. With these ones, you can see we've got options to pick from. But when it comes to the striker, I think we all know who it's not even... he just fits the bill, and he's the one player. I think when we're going into the market, if everyone's saying what striker do you want, I think everyone's going to say Vlahovic, realistically. But if I had to get out of those two there, it would definitely be Dybala.
Yeah. Well, there you are, Dark Sun G. Let me know whether you agree or not. What's your 3 you'd pick, my man? Truth sets you free, David. It's because Kane wanted to leave. They're mad. No, I get it. I fully get it. But I mean, let's stop pretending he's the only issue in the team. I mean, because we're not being honest with ourselves, are we? I mean, when you look at the stats compared to all of our players this season, where we are at this season compared to last season, they've all dropped. So why are we pinning it all on one man? That's where I'm coming from. The truth sets you free. But big yourself up, my man. I fully get it, though. Skriniar, Hattabor, De Vrij, or Tagliafico, Shelik ends 2023. Tagliafico for me, my man. I really like him. I actually think he's a very good player. Skriniar as well, brother. My man, Sebas Wolf, 28, says Kane should be playing as a number 10 and Son as a number 9. With Bergwijn and Lucas on the wings, Kane can make those true passes to Son. Do you know what? No, I agree with you. Look, I said this before. I said this last season that if Kane does start to slow down, you can drop him back, play him in a cam role, and get him to start feeding Son in behind or that. You know, it's definitely an option for us. I mean, Kane has the best passing ability in the team right now. Out of any player, he's got the best passing range in the team. So, I mean, he could definitely suit that. Well, look, with Bergwijn, I'll be honest with you, I don't rate the kid. I mean, you can put him out on the wing all you want. He's not going to do anything. And same as Lucas, yeah, he works hard, but, I mean, just not enough output. It's just not enough output. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just focused on Son and Kane, to be honest with you, Sebas Wolf, because they're the only ones I see getting us out of this mess. I do not put my faith in Bergwijn or Lucas to pull out of it. Look, don't get me wrong, Lucas works incredibly hard. I'm not grating on him. I'd rather someone work hard that doesn't work. But, I mean, his output, 1 assist in 11 games in the Premier League, I mean, says it itself, really. And he's not known for his output either, Sebas. But, no, look, Kane dropping deep and letting Sonny go up front, it's definitely an option, my man. Definitely an option maybe we could explore. But big up, Sebas. Really appreciate the support, my man. Jay Taylor with the super chat. Big up, Jay Taylor. Really appreciate the support, lad. He says, people saying we haven't spent money and it's recruitment issue. All right, but it's Levy paying for the cheaper option than paying the extra 5 to 20 mil on quality. Enoch out, a stadium isn't a trophy. No, I fully agree with you. Fully agree with you. Yeah. Could not agree more with you. Could not agree more with that, to be honest with you. But where I'm coming from, Jay, is like, I get it. Look, I know who the bigger problem is, and it all stems from him. But, I mean, if I was hiring in people and they weren't doing the jobs, I mean, I would hold them accountable too. So, I mean, look, I hold them accountable, and, of course, I hold the big man upstairs accountable too. But you're absolutely spot on there. Stadium is not a trophy, Jay. You know, you should put that in capital letters, my man, and plaster it everywhere. Hopefully, because what we do want is trophies, Jay. But big up, my man, and really appreciate the support. Absolutely spot on. Everyone just take one more look at that. He's absolutely spot on. Big up, Jay.
Can I make one comment about that? I think being a Spurs fan under Levy, it's like being told at Christmas that you're going to be given a big shopping voucher. And you're picked up and you're brought in the car and you're parked outside Harrods. And then your uncle tells you, right, the voucher's for Aldi next door.
Absolutely love it. Big up, Philip. Big up, Jay, for the support, my man. Dark Sun G says...
sorry.
No, go on.
Also, I was just going to add quickly to that. On top of that, you go into Aldi's and present your stuff at the till, and then Levy would try and haggle so much that they refuse to sell it to you anyway.
If you're getting any discount vouchers.
Brilliant. Dark Sun G says, I looked all these up from Transfer Market, so I don't know if any of these players for 2022 or 2023 have talks for extensions. Wood ends in 2023. Yeah, no, I think I know where you got them, my man. I think I know where you got them. But honestly, absolutely brilliant stats. Let me know where you get more of your stats. Tell me your secret, Dark Sun G. Tell me the secret, my man. But no, fair play to you, man. I absolutely love it. Big up, Dark Sun G. Top guy. Top guy, I have to say. Absolutely love the kid. But look, guys, we have a few more questions here that we'll get to. And then we will end it off. So I'll tell you, I'll give this one to Philip. Philip, now I'd like you to listen to a few words from Conte when he was asked. He was asked, you have very high standards, so how long will it take the players to reach those standards? Now, this is Conte's reply. My only thoughts about getting the best out of my players, I think that in this moment, in my mind, there is only this. I found a group of players who want to improve. They want to improve their level, and for sure, we need to improve the level if we want to be competitive, if we want to fight for something important. But you know what? At this moment, the level is not so high. I think that's honest on one hand, but on the other hand, it gives us more desire and more will to work and to improve ourselves. I think that's the only way that in this moment we have to try in this season to be competitive or at least to fight, to look up and not in the middle or down. Philip, are these words of a man who was resigned maybe to the lack of quality in our squad? And is this a guy that maybe he's resigned? The job is a lot harder than what he first thought. And do you feel this could be Conte referring to needing of a rebuild?
No, I think Conte knew what he was coming into. I mean, this guy's no fool. He just didn't get a phone call from Levy and say yes straight away. He knew what he was getting into. Those words that he said, that think that the quality is not good. I mean, that's telling it. That's preaching to the converted. We all know that. What he's saying to the players is he says, I'm here now to do a job. You back me, you'll be part of that journey. If you don't back me, you'll be on your bike. I think what he's saying is, I think he's looking for a bit of patience. He also said at one stage he's not a miracle worker. You know, it's going to take him time. It's going to take him, like I think the best we can hope for this season now, realistically, is the top 6. You know, really, let's be realistic about it. I'd love to get higher. But if he can get top 6 this season and get his methods in across and the new players in that he wants next summer, then I think next season is going to be a really good season for Spurs. You know, but the players are going to have to buy into it. And he's ready. He knows who he wants and who he doesn't want. And they know it as well. And I think that was part of the problem last week against Moura. But I'm hoping that the players that play tonight now will know that they're in his thoughts. At least the ones on the pitch are. The ones on the bench might not be. And let's just give him time. Rome wasn't built in a day. But this guy is a proven winner, and he will be a winner at Spurs.
Absolutely love it. Spot on. Truth Sets You Free says Lewandowski would have 2 goals total in this team. No, I agree. Look, you could put Haaland, Messi, Ronaldo, you could put them in the team. They're not going to score goals. I mean, they're just not. I could not agree more with you. The Truth Sets You Free. Could not agree more. You could put anybody in this team. They're not going to score goals unless you put balls into the box. That's for sure. And Dax, the Truth Sets You Free says Daigle needs custom Spurs jersey that says Levy out. And he should get the club to print it as well. That's what he should do, Dax. You get the club to print it, but I doubt they will. But look, guys, time is slipping away from us. So I'm just going to dish out a question each. So look, I'll give this next one to Kuva. Brentford are similar to Leeds in that they work harder as a team, more than almost any other team in the Premier League. We struggled against Leeds in the first half, effort and hard work, especially at the first half. And Brentford would pose more of the same threat. What did we do in the second half against Leeds so well that got us back into the game that could help us defeat Brentford's energy and effort?
Well, we started defending more in a sort of man-to-man style rather than zonal. We pushed higher up the pitch, pushed the wing-backs forward, pressed them in their own half, played them at their own game and outpressed them. So I don't see a problem with the press because we demonstrated against Leeds that we can do it against one of the best around. So no, I don't see an issue there. We've seen the way to play that suits us, especially against the high pressing teams. It's literally outwork them. Conte will get that working on the squad, no problem. The only issue I'm going to have is if we're playing silly buggers with who gets picked in that midfield slot. Because if we got another freeloader again, it's playing with 10 people yet again. But we can counter it. Just outwork them. Yeah.
No, I could not agree more. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day, Kuva. It's just a bit of good old-fashioned, hard graft. That's all it comes down to. Yeah. Definitely, we should be outworking these, surely. But look, Daigle, Ivan Toney, who I label Emil Heskey, I think I'll be proven right over time maybe, hasn't scored that many goals this season with 2 of his 4 goals coming from penalties. Yet the stats show he has been very effective at creating goals, which is similar to Emil Heskey for his teammates this season. Maybe you're not used to this sort of narrative around Ivan Toney, but how do you stop Ivan Toney's creativity? What does Ivan Toney do well, in your opinion, for Brentford?
Well, do you know what I think does well for him as well? Brentford play a 4-4-2 most of the time. So we've forgotten this formation that myself, Kuva, yourself, and I'm sure Philip for most of it's been 4-4-2. that was until like the European managers started coming in. That was you play in England, you play a 4-4-2. There was no real diverting away from it. And Brentford are doing it, and seeing that it's an unknown or an unused formation right now, it's being proved highly effective if you've got a team that play well and play as a unit and support each other. That's one thing Brentford do. That's what I mean. You saw the goals he got in the Championship last season. He was a handful against Arsenal in the opening game. He didn't get on the score sheet, but the thing is, Ivan Toney can have a game where he don't score, but you know he's there constantly. And that's in the defender's mind immediately. You've got to be careful. Ivan Toney's about. And this is why I think Sanchez played today. I think Sanchez will just be told to monitor him just because of the pace and power of him. And I'm talking about Sanchez's power and pace to match Ivan Toney's. He can be a real threat. He's one of those strikers that you can say does nothing for 89 minutes, but gets one chance and will take it. I mean, look at the way this guy takes his penalties. Have you seen a more casual or confidence a better word, way to take a penalty than he does? It's outstanding the way he does it. He's a major threat. And you know what? I think when you have a player like him come up, when you have like a let's think when you're playing against a Kane, people know in defenders they can have a hard game because Kane's about, and you don't know whether to mark him or come deep with him or do you stay with him. Ivan Toney, you know you're in for a battle. And it's in the defender's head before you even get off the pitch. Listen, I know I'm in for it today. I've got to be up to my strongest. I've got to be quick. So I think he gets into your head mentally before the game starts, in all honesty, because you know what his attributes are. We all know what his attributes are. And I think the way you stop him is if Sanchez could have a game like he did against Man City or one of the games we know Sanchez can have, then I think he can mark Toney out of the game. But if he has one of the games that we know he's capable of on the other side, it could be a field day. So I think Sanchez is and monitoring him is a huge part of today's game.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with that. I could not agree more with that. So look, lads, last question for everybody before I let you go. 2, 3 in the back, 5 in the back formations. They for Brentford and Tottenham, they've been likely coming up against each other in this match. So it'd be kind of like a man-for-man sort of game. Where do you think the battle will need to be won in order for us to have a successful game today? In the midfield, the wing-backs or the strikers? And we'll start with you, Philip.
Well, the wing-backs are important. The wing-backs to supply the strikers. That's the key tonight, I think. And also the defence to keep an eye on Toney because, I mean, he's dangerous. You know, he showed that last season against us, but I think they'll take a note of that. But no, I think the wing backs, hopefully to provide the ammunition for the strikers to finally get their mojo back tonight. Because if that happens, then we've got some very winnable matches ahead of us, and confident strikers breed goals.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. They definitely do. But look, Philip, what's your score prediction and where can people find you if they love what you have to say today?
You get me on here a couple of days a week, which is great fun. Yeah. And I'm on the only other thing I was on Twitter at Spurs 2212.
So there you have it, guys.
I have to head off now because the wife will be waiting for me at the train station. So listen, good result tonight.
I told you, Phil, your priorities are just disgusting behaviour here.
Yeah, have you met my wife?
Quick, you better go before you get yourself in trouble, Philip.
If I'm late to pick her up now, she'll switch off the electricity tonight while the match is on,
Always a pleasure, Phil.
See you, Philip. What a pleasure, my man. Absolute brilliant. Big up, Philip. Philip's leaving us absolutely pumped up for the show. Absolutely love it. I mean, what a guest the guy is. I mean, people just love hearing him. He's absolutely brilliant. Brian or Kuva, we'll go to you. Sorry, Kuva first. Where do you see us winning this game? What's your score prediction and where can people find you?
Usually I say it's the battle in midfield, but in this case, it's the flanks that are important as far as I'm concerned. It's us having a really, really aggressive high press, playing with our wing backs up in their half, pushing theirs back. Let them worry about the defending. Keep their attacking wingers away from our half. That will cut off the supplies for Toney because nothing's coming past the halfway line with luck. Yeah, so us getting wide as well helps to break their team down, get in behind their fullbacks where they're weaker than they are in the centre, and get those players in the box. If we get our wing backs right up there and a few crosses in, some of it's going to get in the right area at some point. Back it up with Mora driving through the middle occasionally, Kane dropping deep and doing some clever flick-ons like he does, and Sonny just roaming around to find a bit of space on the ball. We've got what it takes. So let's have it. We're going to have that 4-0. I've just got a feeling about it now. It's ever since you said it, David, I've just felt it. First goal goes in and we'll just be on the roll. Crowd will carry us forward. Conte will carry the crowd forward if they're not noisy enough. We're going for it. It's recovery time. Come on.
Absolutely love it. And where can people find you, my man?
I will be on Tottenham Tantrum Gold with Dermot and Phil Lattis. We're doing lots of old school games, old footage from all the way back from mostly from the 60s, 70s, 80s. A few more recent games. Mornings we'll also do a little chat that might be on more recent things or recent events that need addressing, like Levy's approach to the fans. We did a nice one this morning. Brian Daigle came on for that one, and we were talking about should Enoch be doing more for the fans? Should we have like our statues and celebrate the past more? It was a good talk through. I really enjoyed it. Sorry, that wasn't the one this morning. That was yesterday, wasn't it?
Today was David. And
it was David today. Yeah, I've not been asleep long enough. It's all blurring into one for me. Anyway, so apart from that, I'll be obviously here on Irish Hotspur. I'm going to pop over to over onto the Twins channel in a little while. That's getting close now. See you again, David. Otherwise, popping around the channels. Brian Daigle's Tottenham on tour. Remembered it. I love loads of the channels. Bob Spur TV, and Paxton Road, and the two Brians is a sort of lately it's been one of my mainstays, I must admit. Just popping up everywhere, trying to get the name about. Tottenham Tantrum Gold. We're the old school crowd. We look at the history of the game and our great players in the past. That's what we're all about.
Now there you have it, guys. And here's the link in the chat. 221 people. Surely there's some people that haven't been over there and subscribed. Guys, get over there and make sure you smash that subscribe button. Absolute brilliant channel. As well, I was on it this morning. We had a great discussion about statues outside the stadium for our greats and stuff like that, and an absolute brilliant discussion, and a discussion on the word Yid as well. So do get over there, check it out. Absolutely very interesting, I have to say. Daigle, where do you think this game will be won? And score prediction, and where can people find you? And everyone else, get your score predictions in the chat.
So I've said all that I can see there being 4 goals in this game. I've said it all along. So I'm going with my heart for 4-3. 4-3, that's 7. Good maths there, Brian. For 3-1 Spurs. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 2-1. But I think we're going to do it 3-1. I think we're going to do it 3-1. Like I said, I'm not going to predict Kane to score because I want to see if my jinx is correct. And we'll find out because I'll be doing the watch along with David today. So we can hopefully celebrate Kane's goal together because I'm saying he's not going to score.
I'm not celebrating if Kane scores. I'm not celebrating if Kane scores. I'm just going to sit there because I expect it. So
there you go. I'll do the celebration for you. I'll do the huge up and down. And but yeah, where can you find me? You can find me obviously on Island Channel here, the one and only David Harris with Jack. Obviously help these guys get to 5,000. These guys put in so much work, and I've watched this channel grow from the very, very beginning. And what David and Jack are putting in is mind-boggling, what they're doing behind the scenes and everything. And they deserve everything that they get. So carry on doing them. Kluver and what Dermot are doing at Tottenham Tantrum Gold is such an incredible concept that they've come up with. And they're a new channel, and the debates they have a well thought out plan, and Phil obviously, and they're brilliant, and they just need to keep getting the likes and subscribers that they're getting. So please, everyone subscribe to them. And then me and Ireland, where you can find me is Tottenham on Tour. We're on the push for 800. 800 is the next target, but the one we really want to hit is the 1,000, and it's not so we can start making money on super chats or memberships. Obviously, that's part of it, but the main reason is Brian Ireland and I are bringing back a mental health special like we did on my old channel, but this time we're doing it ultra. We're going big this time with mental health specialists. We're really diving in deep and really getting a lot of people to talk, but we've decided that every single penny of every single super chat we're going to give split between a UK-based mental health organisation and a Canadian one. So that's the aim.
Well,
it's not 1,000 for us to make money. It's thousands so we can give to people with mental health, which people that follow me will know it's something very, very, very close to my heart. And I try to do as much work as I can for that. But the Two Bryans is back this Friday, and we have blockbuster guests making their Tottenham on Tour debut, a long overdue Tottenham on Tour debut, is the one and only David, the Irish Hotspur, and the Statman Jack Kanicki, and it's going to be like family coming home for dinner. We just cannot wait for that one. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Of course, always on We Are Tottenham TV as well.
No, there you go, guys. So check out Tottenham on Tour. Check out Tottenham Tantrum Gold. The link for both channels is here in the chat. Just click on it, get over there, and smash that subscribe button. I mean, you're definitely going to like what they're doing because, I mean, you like them on this channel, so why wouldn't you like them on their very own channel? So make sure you do get over there. Truth Set You Free says, never given a super chat without the number 24, which you have not, my man. To be fair to you, every single one has a number 24 in it. Or I'd punish myself. Everyone quickly, what is your favorite number? It really matters. Law of attraction. I have to say I like the number 5 and I like the number 7. They're my two numbers. Kuva?
13 for me has always been my lucky number. It has. Born on the 13th. Parents were married for 13 years. I was born on Friday the 13th, in fact. I was born at 13 minutes past 1 in the afternoon.
Jesus
so that's
Christ,
a 13
that's a
hour.
run.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just weird. So, and it's just always been lucky for me. I don't know why. There's no real reason other than that.
For me, I have to say I do like the letter 4 or the number 4 as well. Truth Sets You Free because I was born on the 4th. So I have to say I do like the number 4 too. To be fair, Mr. Daigle, what's your favorite number?
Yeah, I've got two numbers. I said it to Truth Sets Free in the chat. So number 22 is a very important number to me because my birthday and my wedding is the same day, June the 22nd. So 22 has always been my lucky number. But I have a second very special number, which is simply in honor of a certain Paul Gascoigne, and that's number 8.
No, there we have it. There we have it. Truth Sets You Free. Hopefully you enjoyed that, my man. Hopefully you enjoyed that. But look, guys, make sure you get over, check out the two channels. Make sure you are back here for 7:15 for the watch along for tonight's game, where Mr. Daigle will be joining us and I think Marcelo as well. So make sure you tune in for that watch along. Like I said, 7:15. But I mean, in half an hour, if you want more build up, get your asses over to We Are Tottenham TV. Make sure you get there. The pre-match pump up starting in half an hour over on We Are Tottenham TV, where you'll see many great guests come on and have their say before the game. Been an absolutely awesome show today. I want to say a massive thank you to Philip, Kuva, and Brian for giving up their time and helping make this show so awesome. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's tuned in and supported us. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's got in the super chats and helped support us financially. Absolutely amazing. Really, really do appreciate it. But look, guys, I'll see you back here at 7:15, 15 minutes before kickoff, before we go and win the 3 points. As always, in Conte we trust. Come on, you fucking Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.